chelas, chingando tacos, having some fun. Chicano shuffle, all kinds of masa. Bernie's all nervous, give him a beer
or two.
Chicano shuffle, Esteve's an asshole, just lost some fans. Oh well, tough shit.
Tough shit.
Chicano shuffle, Ramon's el guapo, he tells good stories. Let's interrupt.
We will.
Chicano shuffle, we love our fan. We hope you like this. If not, oh well.
Oh well.
1. Welcome back to another episode of Chicano Shuffle. This is Ramon.
This is Fernando.
And there's no Esteban today. We're at an event from the street to the sets. Right?
Yeah, that sounds about right, way.
Yeah, from the street to the set. And we're out here doing it looks like it's a charity event, celebrity meet and greet, fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser to get some latas, and some fucking gifts.
And give some gifts for the holidays coming up. I know this, I think we're going to be airing this in Thanksgiving week, right?
But hopefully, way.
Hopefully we'll get it out there.
That would make sense.
Yeah, so Esteban couldn't make it. It's on a Sunday. Esteban, apparently is a pretty busy guy.
Don't need to make excuses for him.
Yeah, he's not like chales. I got my Sundays are dedicated to the Lord. It's the Lord's Day. I don't do nothing on Sundays.
Took a sabbatical.
I know, right? So Fernando and I nos aventamos. We said, hey, fuck it, we could do it, right?
Yeah, pues aquí andamos, güey.
Yeah, let's help out. Let's do whatever we can just to promote, to help out, to get the word out. I know that we put up some info on this to try to see if we could get some of the listeners down here and everything. But by the looks of it, right now it's getting crowded. There's a shitload of bikers. We got a Rolls Royce right in front of us, güey.
¿Ya lo ibas a comprar, güey?
Nah, ni madre, güey. It's too fancy for me. They're all right. I mean, they're okay. I mean, if you're into the Rolls Royce, I like it because it's got a fucking suicide door.
Sí, está cabrón the suicide door.
Está chingona, I like that little feature on it.
I don't know if I would park it right there, pero.
But you know what? It's we just what was it, like 200 bikers just rolled up a little while ago.
Bikers,
I know, like it sounded like pinche estaba temblando el pinche piso, güey.
Well, they're fucking.
Se oye más.
They're rolling deep for the homie, no? Was it
there was a
memorial.
Yeah, this is a memorial. Well, he had an accident, so he's still in the hospital. Yeah, he's in the hospital. So hopefully he gets better. And I guess this is part of it too. So whenever we have a chance, we're gonna start bringing in. Just being here, setting up and everything. We ran into a lot of good people.
Yeah, we already talked to a lot of people fucking off
the mic, which are like, damn it, we should have just sat them down.
Shit, it's too late now.
So now we gotta find them and sit them down and start all over again. Hey, like, remember that thing you said earlier? Oh, you remember that thing over there?
I'm having a good time, even if you guys can't hear it.
Yeah. So we're just right here. There's hueles fucking chingon. There we got tacos.
We got the tacos across the aisle.
Yeah, what is it? Taco Bandits. It's right in front of us, and then we have la Cocina Murillo, and then there's a guy on the side of us haciendo frutas, así todas pinches mangoneadas, güey. And then there's a guy in the back doing, I guess, smoking.
Smoking back there?
Yeah, he's got a smoker for la carne, güey. Ahí anda haciendo la carne, and it just feels like it's a good vibe, man. It feels like estás en el parque, güey, because I see everybody eating, just chilling, hanging out, fucking pasándola bien. Then we got the tunes in the back over there.
Yeah, the jams are going, güey. DJ's fucking spinning them over there.
Yeah, and all the classics, dude. Got some of that fucking Motown. He was doing some oldies earlier. Fucking acá pinche Fernando y yo ya chillando, güey.
Having some flashbacks.
Okay.
When I was 12, man.
I'm not your puppet, Yeah, so we're just gonna, try to see if we could get people to sit down and chit chat and, give us their experience, because I'm sure some of these people people right here have interesting lives and interesting stories. And a ver qué.
A ver qué cae, güey.
A ver qué cae.
Yeah, fuck it. Today we don't have the Esteban charm, in case you're missing it.
I know. We need that charm, way. So, I guess you and I were like,
Or Ramon has me, way, with the fucking don't look at me,
the backup. I'm all like, hey, I think I should calm it down, and maybe you should say something, Fernie.
Nah, güey. Todo bien, güey. Todo bien. Tú
But
carry the show, please.
no, but like, so we're gonna try to start getting some people right now. Be patient, and hopefully we can give you a good show.
I don't know if they gotta be patient, Ramon. They just have to wait a few seconds and then
I know, right?
they'll cut.
A ver qué. But there's a guy con un títere, I think. Up
Cabrón.
ahead. Yeah.
Oh, shit, is that what they? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the strings. He's making something do. A ver, we'll take
So you
some
don't have
pictures.
to Google it. That's us. It's a fucking puppet.
Yeah, it's just a puppet, un títere. All right, so
Puppet, eh?
we'll take a small little break, and we'll get right back at you.
If we don't talk to another fucking
Yeah.
3 people.
All right.
Órale, pues.
Man, it's just consistency is a key.
And I love
All day.
Yeah.
I just love that, like, this wasn't a hobby. Like, you guys had a vision and you guys stuck with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it started just when we get together, we just start talking shit and laughing and everything. And then Esteban's not here, but he's not like, hey, man, we should record this. This should be a podcast. And then that's what we needed, that idea. Based on that idea, we started getting into it. And, and look at us now, and we've met interesting people.
Wait, look at us now.
I know. I mean, look at us now in the sense that, like, we're right here, we're sitting down, you guys
are what, you guys are a couple episodes in, like a couple hundreds, right?
We're in the 113, 114.
All right. Yeah. That's tight.
Hey, well, now we know if we need any radio host for a movie or TV series.
Yeah, there we go. No, because I don't know what was that. The other day I was talking to somebody. I'm all like, dude, it would be nice if we could hook up with the Mayans and have somebody right there, they're driving, hey, what are you listening to? Oh, this podcast, dude, Chicano Shuffle. and then I was all like, dude, that would fucking be feeding me right
there. That would be dope. That would be fucking dope.
You're already thinking big this time.
And just that right there, it'll get it going.
Hey, it could be possible. It's not far-fetched.
And but see, even with that big endorsement, what will get you guys going is your stability. Like you guys aren't just jumping in because podcasts are cool now. You guys have been around since 2017. You guys have the legwork to show, over 100 episodes. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not like, hey, you know what? Podcasts are hot right now. We should all make a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, you guys been with it before it became the cool thing to do.
I know,
you know
right?
what I mean? Like,
the weekly thing does start to drag on.
All right, so we're ready to record, or we've been recording?
We've been recording.
All right, that's good. Just all right, so. All right, it's ready.
Yeah, we've been recording.
So we're back here from the streets to the sets celebrity meet, and we got with us David Mansanalez, and we got Alex Ferrufino.
Yes, sir.
Right, the writer and producer and the director for a movie that you guys just worked on called what? Sleeping into Darkness.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about it, man.
All right. So it's a short film. It's about a young man that is just trying to not follow in his father's footsteps. His father's incarcerated, and he comes from a hard background, and what we wanted to portray is we wanted to humanize that story.
All day.
Instead of showing him as a cholo, we wanted to show him as a man trying to get out of a certain environment, but how sometimes those environments hold on to you.
Yeah.
So we shot it
2018 December, almost a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we shot it we started shooting December 14, 2018, and it took us 5 days. But just to piggyback of what he said, literally, David sat down and he wrote the script, and we're so used to seeing Chicano culture to being very stereotyped.
Yes.
And I think our goal was to really just focus on humanizing the characters, not just Steve. Steve Villegas is the lead character, and he plays Juanito in it. but it was literally our focus to give them a voice, and because I feel like that's missing still in the Chicano culture. So I think he did a pretty good job when he wrote it, and then I just fell in love with it, and I was like, I'm gonna do my best to just humanize them. And it's about general incarceration, a topic that's been going on for years, but really people don't want to touch it because they're all focused on the DACA and the Me Too movement and the gay right movement, which is cool and I respect, but there's more voices, especially as a Latino. I think feel like there's more voices to be heard, and we wrote it, and it was just a year ago, and here we are now with you guys.
Yeah, I remember because we follow David over here, and I remember he would post things up like, hey, just starting first day of shoot, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, all right, you know, we hit the little like, you know, like, oh, whatever, and then, you know, he would put up pictures of behind the scenes type of deal and everything. I'm like, oh, okay, and then when you put the short, you put a little clip on it, and I was like, wow, this looks good, you know, this is interesting, you know, this is like,
real funny. You know, it's funny though. I get a lot of people that would see the trailer and they look at Alex and I. You know, we got tattoos and we're fucking. You know,
we're two essays from neighborhoods.
And I've had like, you did this?
Yeah.
And I laugh. I said, as opposed to someone else? Like, what's that mean?
We're not used to it.
But it's good. It feels good.
No, it's good because one thing we always keep talking about, and I think Berenice, she's always advocating for, is that we need more writers. We need more directors. You know, we need more to make more believable roles for the raza. It's enough about being the cholo, being the servant, the mechanic, the housemaid, or the or, you know, just the regular maintenance man or person, right? And when she said this, I'm like, yeah, you know, we do need this. And then all of a sudden, like maybe a day or two later, you put up, I'm like, holy shit, this is pretty good.
You know, and I'm glad she talked about it and you guys have been talking about it, because that was something that when we wrote this, I was like, you know what? There's a lot of good shows and there's a big push for Latino content in mainstream media, but there's always like the cholo is driving like $100,000 lowrider or something like that.
And that's not the reality.
And you know, it's not, you know, and he's just driving it on a Tuesday, you know, and it's like they want to put these stereotypes in the media because that's what they think being Latino is.
Yeah.
And I said, no, bro, like let's just show us.
Exactly.
From our
I can't wait to do a TV series and put all the essays in a little Honda.
I know, right?
That's the reality. The little hatchback, you know, like,
and they're all bitching like, hey, who's gonna put for gas?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like those are the ones that we used to fucking connect and just go with it. But now, like, I agree with David. We can't get mad. We can't get mad at people doing our stories if we're not doing it ourselves.
There we go.
No, but it sounds like you made the movie that needs to be made, because, you know, normally we're the cholo, but we're always a stereotypical cholo, like you were saying.
Yes.
And it's not the person, the cholo. It's the cholo that the
facade.
envision. Yeah.
The facade of what?
Yes.
The fucking hardcore dudes, fucking the $100,000 lowriders, all chromed out. You know?
Yeah,
always a stereotype.
We've seen the movies. Like there was one with I believe was it Jacob? No, not Jacob Vargas. Where he's going to Palisades. He's a football player. He lives in East Los, and his brother's a cholo. And is it
Crazy?
Sale la esta.
Crazy Beautiful.
Yeah, Crazy Beautiful.
Yes.
You know, and that one was like really kind of close because it's like, you know, the bus.
Yes.
You know, we all had we took the bus to like fucking 30 miles from our home because it's got a better school. And and you know, waking up at 5 a.m. and catch the bus. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty interesting take on it. You know, and then and it's just it was one of those that were like kind of connected. Now the whole story behind it was, you know, totally different. You know, crazy buena, rich, privileged,
of course.
And you know, he ends up banging
downhill from there.
Yeah, like
after the bus ride, he was
we got one, another one. but it was a good take on it, and I remember feeling that for that movie. But then later on, you have the stereotypical cholo, you know, just all hanging out, drinking and smoking and trying to rob somebody, or whatever. Which part of it is true.
It's reality,
but not everybody's like that. I remember having friends that were cholos, and they were great artists. You know, they were great poets and writers and everything. But it's just that pressure, for them to stick with the homies and like the familia.
And we're prideful.
The pride.
I was just gonna say we're prideful of that. This color skin comes with pride,
Exactly.
So I could understand why people fall into these situations and stick with them.
Yeah.
And with the movie, we wanted to show the shitty outcome. That was also the biggest key point of the movie.
Yeah, it's not a happy ending.
It doesn't end nice.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
My bad.
But you also guys said that you guys got picked up by HBO, right?
Yes. So.
I'm still in cloud nine.
All right. So we got rejected by a ton of film festivals, and I mean,
too real one.
No one knew how to take it. So
too real.
That's probably
no
true,
one knew
right?
how to take it. So sorry, this doesn't fit our programming. Whatnot.
It's not. One of the emails was, it's not a crowd pleaser.
Oh yeah, it's not a crowd pleaser.
Shit.
I said, well, a crowd pleased HBO, motherfucker.
When that happens, you must have been like, yeah, bitches, let me type back.
Yeah, it was about 43 rejections of film festivals before we even got the official Latino Film Festival. Shout out to Danny Hastings, that he created a
platform,
a festival, a platform, but not for Latino Americans, not for Latino outside of America, but Latino Americans. It's all Chicanos or just Puerto Rican or Central American. It's all just people that are born and raised in the Americas, but they're from Latino backgrounds, and that's what he was focusing on. And he showed us mad love, and he told us, yeah, you guys are part of the film festival, and then it's because of that festival we got HBO.
Where was this festival held at?
All right, so the way he did one out in New York, and then a semifinal in New York, a semifinal here in LA, and then I think one in Chicago and one in Miami or Florida somewhere. And then once the semifinalists won there, he had a large one out in Palm Desert, California, and that's where
Coachella Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, and he flew in all the winners from the semifinals from all this, from the little four corners of America,
All right.
And everyone was there, and it was the craziest thing because like I said, we took so many losses, like so many rejections, that night we ended up winning the best film of the whole festival, and then we also won a second subdivision. HBO got picked up on his film festival, and we're the first ever HBO Latino short film competition winners. So we're the first ones ever to win this competition, which got us a 2-year deal with HBO, but it's also giving us representation. So they want to groom Alex and I and really help us in this push of Latino American and Latino American content. So it doesn't seem real because we're in the mix right now and nothing's happened yet, but we know it's happening, if that makes sense. I mean, we already know they're already setting up meetings for us, and it doesn't feel real, if that makes sense, But hey, shout out to HBO, shout out to Danny Hastings and all them for seeing something in us, because we just said, hey, we're not going to make this for them. We're going to make this for us. I want my people, because that was originally what we said. I said, hey, Alex, I'm not writing this for the white ones.
Yeah.
I want the homie to watch it and be like, damn, I felt something.
Yeah.
I want big homies, no matter where they're from, to see it and understand from it. That's real. And I feel like we accomplished that, So.
Shit. So that chingon way, that all those rejections, and then at the end,
Oh, bro,
something that big,
Thank you.
Fuck yeah, because the human in us is like, fuck these festivals, or be like,
hey, bro,
you know how we are, bro.
Keep it real, bro.
But David said it's the skin, bro.
It is, bro.
It's like we after one after another, and we just get the emails, and the emails are not personal. They're very generic robot, they're like, hey, by the way, I'd rather say no. I'd just rather get a plain no than a fucking long ass excuse of a robot email saying why.
It's a half-ass excuse. It doesn't tell us why Like, what did we do wrong?
Yeah.
You know?
And not only that, the worst thing is when you get one of those emails and you're reading it, so in your mind you already have a certain voice. Right? You have a certain voice that you're reading it with, you know? It's like
it's fucking Becky or Kimberly or Rebecca.
No, but they're always signed off by fucking Becky or Rebecca or Karen. You know, like when you read the name, you're like, oh, of course we didn't get picked.
No shit.
Yeah, of course she didn't
Rachel.
pick us. Yeah, like they don't know this world, you know? They don't want this.
And it's cool. You know what?
But we
the film is not for everybody.
And that also comes with film and this industry, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, you need the notoriety or you need someone to back you before everyone starts backing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, even within these last, like, few weeks with the HBO, I've had so many friends, and I'm not trying to hype me, but I'm just saying, I've had people hit me up on Instagram like, oh, I would love to get coffee, or hey, bro, hey, I've been thinking about this script, and I'm like,
where were you?
Yeah, bro, you never talk to me. Like, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like,
I was gonna say something, but so I still keep it to myself.
How did you two come into working together?
Oh man, well it's a crazy story. It's a simple one, but a very crazy one. So we both went to the Los Angeles Film School, different years, and then when he signed up for it, I was not a teacher. I was more like a teacher aide for the film school, and I was just teaching a portion of the camera department with her, and that's how we met. 2012.
This is the one across the ArcLight, right?
Yes, the one off of Sunset.
Yeah.
And we met there, and then it's been what, 6-7 years now?
But once again, back to the skin thing. So I go in there, and the instructor is a white chick, really nice lady, and she knows camera department. She's worked in the film industry for years, and he was the teacher's assistant. And I walk in, and I just see this homeboy, and like it's like the flag's like, "What's up, fool? What's up, fool?" Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What's up? You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know how it is. So it's like, "What's up? What's up?" And there wasn't nothing funky, but it was still like, "What's up, fool?"
Yeah.
And I'm the only little brown guy in there tatted. He's the only guy tatted, so I'm like, "What's up, dog?" And we chopped it up one day after that, you know, and I liked his vibe, and I saw how his hustle, and then we just started working on other projects, and then I started seeing like, yo, this man got the vision that I don't put down. That's why I'm not the director. But I said, yo, but I could write some shit. So that's how we became like a duo. I said, bro, let's tag team this. You know what I mean? Like, let's collab.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I've been in the film industry since I was 18 years old. I just turned 31, so I've been at it for a while, and just to find somebody that has your back, like almost like if we were in a neighborhood and we were gangbanging, like he has my back in the sense of like he got my back no matter what. Like wherever I go, he goes, or wherever he goes, I go, and it's been dope. And just to like really put our foot down a year and a half ago and just write this project and just be like, you know, I got your back, you got my back. And not only that, like there's a lot of things, there's a lot of history even between us that, you know, he's from Sacramento, he's from the Norte.
Wait a minute, you're Bakersfield or Sacramento?
Sacramento.
Oh shit, I thought you were Bakersfield.
No.
I know you were a norteño.
Yeah.
There you go. This guy's a norteño. There's a little difference.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, there is. Interview's done.
and I'm a sureño, right?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know what the thing about performing arts and entertainment business, and the one thing I appreciate the black culture is like when it comes to the entertainment world, I feel like it's a universal language.
Yeah.
And I feel like we just want to tell art and we just want to tell stories, and we have the similar voice, the similar stories. So like it was just easy. Like, and I feel like even now, like he's my brother. Like I feel like I know this guy for 20 years now.
He's got your back.
And he got my back.
I know when you said that, it reminded me, did you guys ever see the movie The Town with Ben Affleck?
Oh, yeah.
When Ben Affleck walks in, like, hey, I need you, you can't ask me why, you can't, you know, this or that, but I need you to fucking go help me out and take care of some business. Whose car we're driving? Simple as that.
Simple as that, bro. Yeah. Simple as that. And I think, like, even that, like, I got big homies because I'm from a neighborhood, and the homies literally, like, gave me the passage of, like, you know what, bro, you did your thing as a kid, as a youngster, you doing your thing now, you're putting us in a big different map. And then just to get the appreciation from people that I've looked up to and I have respect to, and they'll be like, bro, it doesn't matter what you do, bro, just do you and do it right, and give all of us a voice. Like you're giving hope to young kids that you grew up the way you grew up, and I think that's what me and David were about. Like,
and I think
it doesn't matter where we come from
too, because even like my father was incarcerated, so I grew up with gang ties and all that stuff. But no one gives me no funk from where I'm from. When I go back, they all love me, and it's reciprocated because they know real recognize real. They know I'm out here for my people. Mm-hmm. I'm out here to put a voice and show another side, And then even with this HBO win, to me it's a bigger thing because usually right now if you're tatted and Mexican, they want you in the film industry, but as a background actor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we have all these shows and we could get real cholos on them, right? But I said, no, fuck that. I said, why can't we be the one developing this and making this, Yeah. So that's what we're out here pushing.
But we got to get our foot in the door.
Hey, exactly. That's what it is. You got to get in.
And I think that says a lot to, I guess, for the event that we're in, mm-hmm. From the streets to the set.
Oh, shout out to Bernice.
Yes, Bernice right there, yes.
And she, we're going to get her, we'll talk to her. But it's just, her vision and everything. And when we had her on our episode where she just walked up to us, and it's like we weren't expecting. She just walked up to us.
She walked up to Ramon. We weren't even there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's over here being a groupie watching Esteban play.
Yeah, we want to go help Esteban. And I came back to grab a water, and he was like talking to her. And I came back like almost an hour later, and he was still like entranced. We gotta talk to her.
Dude,
we gotta talk to her, bro.
She's like that, though.
Dude,
she's boss all day. She's boss all day.
You know one thing about her that I really appreciate, like from the streets to the set, like, but just her as a person, like, she is one person that the 12th or 11th film festival that we've been in, she has not missed one. She's been there.
Yes.
She drove to Oakland with her team. She drove to Palm Desert with her team.
Yeah.
She's been there to the first one, to the last one where we won. Like, she has supported us in so many ways that, like, what she's doing, like, we tell her, like, you part of the squad, like, you part of the fam.
Yeah, and she has a bigger vision, and you know what I love about her is that it's overwhelming, it's scary, but you know what? She just gets up and does it. That's it. She just gets up and does it.
And that's the thing, and it goes back to, like, and my respects for you guys. 43 rejections. 43 rejections. How do you? And our
talking all kinds of shit.
Bro.
43 rejections, and you're like, you really believe in this project, but nobody sees it, and if they do see it, they either want to change it or like it's not too appealing.
And that's bullshit too, because they say there's no audience for these things, and then you do look at the stats, and fucking Latinos spend more money now
going to the movies
than fucking almost any other.
And it doesn't matter what movie it is.
Yeah, that's true.
You could go from a romantic comedy to a fucking gangster ass film, and we're filling up the seats.
Yeah, and they're saying there's no audience. Fuck
exactly. But that's their scope. Like they don't know it, and that's why I was like, you know what, we just kept pushing, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, there's sometimes, even outside of being mad, it gets you. You're like, fuck, man, maybe we suck, bro. Like, what are we watching? What are we watching, bro?
All that rejection has to fuck.
It fucks with you.
You know what I mean? It fucks with you. Exactly.
But like you said, that's what they want.
They discourage you. Yeah, they discourage you, and if you can't hang on, you're gonna get out.
I think we met like maybe 9 years ago.
Yeah,
like in 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
We met, and ever since then, I've always known about you or heard about you or seen your stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Before Instagram, it was Facebook.
Yeah.
You had your only see the good.
Yes, sir.
You only had your product, and you were pushing it. You're always taking pictures. You're working on this. You're working on that. I'm like, damn, this guy's hustling. Sometimes I'm like, that shit's tiring.
It is.
That shit's tiring. I don't know how it is. I don't know how he's doing it. And then some of them, you can see that you're starting a project and then you don't hear about it. I'm like, oh, maybe it fell through.
Yeah.
But he was excited. And it fell through, and it's like, poor guy, I'm like,
bro,
poor Rato right there. But I'm like, hey, you know what? He can deal with it. Some of us can't.
Yeah.
Some of us, the first no, and then we just like right away, we fall apart.
Yeah.
But you, what is your fire that like after
it's a fire in your ass with
What is it? I mean, because you've gotten rejected.
I've gotten a lot of rejections.
You had a lot of projects that fell through,
don't go nowhere,
and you push it and you still to keep going? What is that?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I was in the military.
I was about to say that. I think it's the military.
No, but for real, like
discipline.
I lost 5 guys out there, and one of them was this big homie, Jesse Infante. I love you, bro. He was the only guy that saw something in me. When I got in the military, I was young, dumb, and knucklehead. Yeah. He was this big homie that just Chicano as well, and put his arm out, like, hey, bro, I'm gonna groom you. He was like a homie in the military, so he taught me the ropes of like how to really be disciplined and how to like play the game. You know, it's a game everywhere. Like he's like, yo, just learn how to play the game when you're outside of uniform. Be you when you're in uniform. You signed up, stupid, so you better know how to play it. So he peeped game to me. He gave me game. Well, I lost 5 guys on a mission. To an ID explosion, and him and another buddy, Kevin Kessler, was in that mission in that vehicle, and they both have kids that they both left with their wives expecting babies, so their children will never know the heroes that their fathers were. Then 4 days later, I got hit. A suicide bomber hit my vehicle, and I mean, I got a concussion and whatnot. My homie in the back got hurt, but like, we didn't die. And it ate with me, and I've always been creative, and I just knew when I was done with the military, I was like, yo, like, I can't let nothing go in vain, because I would always be like, yo, why did I make it and they didn't? So that's why I'm always pushing for like real positivity and real like what do you say, like I just can't waste my time, man. You know what I mean? Because I never knew why I was still here. Yeah. And I said, well, yo, if my thing is to be creative, at least let my creativeness like have some sort of backing. Let's say like only see the good was about positive, like only see the good, man. Shit sucks, but fuck it, only see the good. And then even with this movie, like I said, like, yo, I'm gonna put on for my folks. Like, I'm not making it for white America. I'm making it for brown America, for black America, for yellow America, for all the people that are in the struggle. I'm making it for them, and if they like it, then everyone else will like it. And then here we are, gonna be in HBO 2020. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what pushes me. Is there's something I've always been dealing with since those incidents where I'm like, yo, there's a reason I got to do something and not not just waste my time, man, because I never knew why I got hit just as hard and nothing happened. So, anyways, yeah. Sorry if I took it too deep.
No, dude.
Sorry if I took it too deep.
Trust me, it's real. It's
yes,
real, you know. And not only that, but I can see that fire, that passion.
Thank you.
Or that purpose now that you have.
Thank you.
You know, because you have to honor your fallen comrades and your fallen buddies, and you're like, okay, why? And it's that whole the what is the survivor's guilt? Yes. Is that why did I survive and not them? Mm-hmm. Type of deal. And so this is what drives you. That's what
pushes me all the time. I said, man, I'm gonna get this. Yeah. I'm gonna get this in honor. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. In honor of them. You know?
Yeah. Wow. Look, dude, I got goosebumps and just fucking, dude, just listening to that story and hearing it, and not only that, but I mean, this is me just talking about you lived it, you know, and a lot of the listeners are hearing this, and there might be some that connect with it, like, holy shit, you know? Yeah. And like, you know, there might have been an instance where they were in a car crash, or they were in a drive-by, or like if they were, you know, just whatever happened.
A life death scenario. Yeah.
Like, and like why me? Why me?
Yeah. Why?
And then, you know, you make the best of it. Sometimes, you know, I've had friends that had that. Why me? And I've lost them to drugs and alcohol.
And that's the biggest thing too, is like, I hope by stating this out loud, because I don't really tell people. It's only been recently that now, witness, like, even me telling you guys this, like, I don't tell no one that. Most people don't know like my service shit. I don't really tell them that, and they wouldn't expect it when they see me all tatted and shit. They're like, oh, you're in the army?
And this guy carries a smile, bro. His smile's contagious. I always tell him, like, I don't like taking pictures, so I'm always me mugging, but this guy has a smile, bro. It's contagious. And when people see that smile, they like literally look at him like, wait, you were blown up, or you served the military? Like, they don't even like know, because you don't share it, or he keeps it private and personal, and I get why, but like, he carries this charismatic and this vibe that people don't realize. Like, this guy's gone through shit, and he's still, you know, like, he's still pushing hard.
Well, and I just want people to know, like, it's not fake. Like it's not fake. And I got my own issues, right? But man, like you said, it's like fight or flight. Like when you go through something traumatic, any traumatic shit, either you can let it consume you, or you can find a way to say, yo, that's just an experience that I went through, and I'm not gonna let it define me. So now I'm gonna. So that's why I said, fuck it. Like this shit makes me go. Like these type of things. Being sitting here with you guys, seeing what you guys are doing and building for us and stuff, and sitting here, I'm like, damn, this is what I was doing it for. Like to have these conversations and like to show like it's cool, and I appreciate the love, you guys. Thank you.
No problem, man. It's like, and you're right. Sometimes and it's because we haven't seen each other for the longest, but we give the support.
Okay, same,
like
same,
what he puts up, like fuck it. You know what? Let's add those likes because it adds to the algorithm.
It does.
And it pushes you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, boom. We know them. I can see the stories, and sometimes we live off of the stories. We won't comment, or I won't comment because it's like, for whatever reason. But I'm like, all right, let's give them the like, or a little thumbs up.
Through social media.
I know, dude. I'm just new to this Instagram. Maybe a year old.
And it's crazy. As much as people don't want to be on it, it's part of the industry. It's part of especially in the entertainment business. Like if you're not on those platforms, it could be only one. You have to be in one of them. Just to keep your name, your legacy, your brand alive, moving.
Shit. A lot of people use it in the industry too, because I have a cousin that makes little music videos.
Okay,
But he's always working. He's doing little highlights, but a lot of them, and he goes just on Instagram. Everything's on Instagram. He goes, everybody sees a little clip of his video on Instagram, hits him up, pay how much for a fucking music video. That's what he does, Wayne. Consistently doing little music videos.
Yes.
And it's all through Instagram.
People make a living and money off social media.
His website looks like an AOL fucking page. Because he made it once, and he goes, no one's ever looked at that shit.
So what's next for the duo? For Alex and David duo, man.
We picked up a management, so we were now represented by somebody. So hopefully they're gonna show us stuff that we don't know, and put us in these doors or in these meetings that everybody wants to be in the film industry. So we got that about a week ago, actually.
So we got in right before that.
Hey, no, bro. No,
you do what podcast? No. Cease and desist.
No. Not yet. Not even. But I think our next goal is a big feature.
Yeah. So I have a feature written, and I want to do the same route that we did on this short. I want to do the same thing. Like, look, let's just give it our all and make sure, let's focus on the story and make sure the story is real and compelling, and then it'll do its own thing. Like, we won't need to do it. We just got to help create it and then let it do its thing, because that's really what the movie did. We connected with people and had such a good story and got amazing actors. I got Mousy and Magic from Blood and Blood in the movie, and I'm thinking, how the hell did I get them?
Mousy was from My Vida Loca.
Sadie Lopez. Which she's playing Susan Quintanilla, not Susan. So Noemi, she plays the love interest. She's playing Susan in the new Selena series.
Oh, okay.
And then the mom is played by Sadie. Mousy's playing the mom, Selena's mom. So it's crazy. And then we have Steve Viega from On My Block from Netflix, and then we got Magic from Blood In Blood Out, which he plays also Zora's brother. He gets his head chopped off.
Spoiler alert.
But and it's funny because Sadie and Victor were the first two to respond to the script and said yes.
Yeah.
Our two big actors at the time of the short, they're like, yeah, we'll do it.
How do you guys go about, so when you wrote it, I know that a lot
part. That's what he's getting to.
No, I'm going to try to work in the podcast.
Hey, can you work the podcast in, bro?
Podcast or Ramon. That's what Ramon.
Hey, somebody's driving, hey, what are you listening to? A podcast? What is that? Oh, Chicano Shuffle.
Hey.
Damn, there we go.
Hey, ain't nothing but a plug. I got you, bro.
No, but I know that a lot of writers, a lot of people, directors, when they're writing something, they envision someone.
Funny is that's exactly what we did. I wrote this with everyone in mind. I said, look, we don't have a lot of money. I don't even know, at the time, I was like, I don't know Sadie and Victor, but to me, I get starstruck off them because I grew up off those movies. Yes. There's huge A-list actors that I've been on set with, just whatever. I don't care. But them, I was like, oh my God, that's magic. Oh, right? Like, I was like, oh shit, tres putos, what's up, homie?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm like, what the hell? I got magic. But no, I wrote it with everything in mind. Like, I was like, oh, bro, Steve, we're not, like, that's your compa, so he has no choice. He's gonna be in our film. You know, like, I just wrote it with everyone in mind, and then what
no
we did,
auditions, by the way.
no auditions, nah.
No
We just,
auditions
we sent
whatsoever.
it to the ones we didn't know. I just sent it to their agent and mocked up some emails stating like, hey, look, I'm doing this for my like for my people. I don't have like just read it, and if you are interested, please let me know. And
sure enough,
Victor and Sadie
were the first two.
Hit us up first, and then I go to the guys and I was like, hey, we have some actors that want to do this movie, but we have no budget, no date, no nothing. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do. And the team got to it, and now we're here.
And that was
fucking awesome.
That was
Thank you, bro.
September 2018.
Yeah, that was 1 year ago, bro.
Yeah, September
like,
2018, and then 3 months after that, we shot it.
We shot it in December.
Oh shit!
Like, man, running around. Like,
Where did you guys shoot it at?
All around the valley.
All around the valley, besides Elysian Park.
Elysian Park, yeah.
Oh,
We did Elysian Park for like a lookout scene.
Oh, and then the jail scene. The jail scene we used pitches out in Valencia.
Yeah, pigeons.
Oh, yeah, pitches. Yeah, because I trip out because I'm coming down like it's pitches. I'm like, yeah, it's really pitches.
It's right next to Six Flags.
Yeah, when we're coming back from Merced. Yeah, we're coming down, and as soon as we come down the Gorham or the pass, and we're like hit Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you pass that 76, and then there's a sign right there, pitches straight prison. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's bitches.
So we shot the jail scene there, which is the opening scene where Steve and Victor, which their father and son moment, and that's how you open up the film. It's like, you see the cycle, you see the dad in jail still, and he's like,
all right, stop. The rest they have to see HBO. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
My question is the technical
HBO
part.
Max is coming out.
I know, right?
all platforms.
How do you reach out to the county or to let you film in a prison?
Oh man,
because I'm sure that right there
took a lot.
It was so hard. I shout out to the team. Shout out to my bro John. He's our other member of Four Ways. Man, it just bugging persistence. Man, we had to submit all these paperwork, and it was funny because we go over there, and the guard that showed us around was so cool, right? And I thought I'm used to them kind of being off, especially when me and Alex went with our hat backwards, and they're like, oh.
You look like one of them.
Yeah,
inside.
And you always expect like the stereotype or so he was really cool. But the day we were shooting, I show up in my car and I have me, this guy, Steve, and someone else, and the officers would not let us in. They're just like, you need to pull over, and they make us pull over to the side. And I'm showing them my permit, my doc, like look
IDs, our legal
IDs, bro. Like I have everything permitted through the county. I've already paid your guys' people. I already have guards in here that know we're filming. Like we did everything right, and they were just like, no, you need to go over. And then as soon as like the other officer, sorry, I forgot his name, but he comes through, he's all happy. They all tone down. They all tone down. They're making a movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yeah, asshole. That's what I was telling you the whole time with these damn documents in my until
at the same time we're visiting cousins, but we're like,
because what was it? About 2 years ago, was it? We interviewed Big Puppet and Little Puppet.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So we were at the Montebello Art Fest, and the same thing I asked them, like, hey, I know that you guys were submerged for a week in the prison.
Yeah.
They were the only actors. Everybody else was real. The cops, the guns, the guards,
yeah.
The guns. Everything was real except for the camera crew and the actors.
What'd they say?
Dude, it was pretty trippy.
Yeah, that's tight. Yeah.
No. It was because I think Puppet was talking to another I can't remember who it was, but they were filming American Me and Blood In, Blood Out simultaneously.
Yes, yeah.
So they were comparing notes between Puppet and another actor from Blood In, Blood Out. I can't remember who it was. And they're like, oh yeah, did you guys do this? No, today we got this. Oh, today we had to shutdown because there was a riot or shit like that. You know, I'm like, wow, yeah, well, we did too. You know, all these crazy things. So I'm like, wow, it must be a little stressful because you're in there. You have to make sure that everything's right, but at the same time, the compas in there, they're like, well, how can we take advantage of this?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because Magic told us a couple Blood in Blood Out insights when he was on set. He said, like, just to calm the crowd down, that like production had to like bribe them with pizza.
They would do things like that.
They would do things like that because even Magic said once the crew went into the San Quentin, that was it. It was on them. There's waivers and everything. Like you're shooting the movie with a live active prison, and it's
we're
crazy.
Not if you got held hostage or something, we're not responsible.
Yeah, we did the Harley in the fucking prison. Remember?
Yeah. Well, him and I used to work. Years ago, we did some work at structural cabling for California Youth Authority.
Okay, yeah.
And the same thing for us. We had to sign waivers and everything. But for us, I remember there was in the crew that we had guys there was guys that would smoke, right? And I guess they would just flick their butts. Next, like 2 days later, we all get riled up and like, hey, whoever the fuck is smoking, stop, because what you're doing now is you're adding currency to the prison because it still had tobacco and they're taking it, breaking it apart, and that's how.
I thought you were gonna say when the fucking screwdriver.
Oh, well, that one. Then a screwdriver was missing. We were shut down. We were working from like 3 to 11:30.
Yeah.
We didn't leave that day till 4 until we found the screwdriver.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I believe it.
It makes sense though. I get it.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I get it. But no, it's crazy. I give it up to those filmmakers back then to go into those two prisons and just do what they did. It's mad respect because to take a film crew in the live active prison and anything could go down, it's on the production at that point. And it's nuts, but it's crazy, and I think for us it's just focus on a feature. It's funny because we haven't shot anything since the movie. We've just been writing.
Well, that's good.
We've been writing, honestly.
But honestly, with no management and no nothing,
it's hard.
You play every hat, And I had a good friend of mine that also is in the entertainment, and he told me I showed him it when we first cut it, and we had the first cut. I said, "Hey, bro, you want to watch it?" So he watched it. And he liked it, right? And he was just like, "You know what you need to do, bro?" He goes, "Focus on this." He's like, because a lot of times when you're a creator, you create something, and then if it doesn't show at first or doesn't get the response you want, you just jump to the next. Like, okay. But he said, hey, this one, bro, just stick with it. Like, push it as far as you can, because this one,
I remember
there's something there. There's something there.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. I said, look, bro, I have a lot of creative stuff that we could get onto, but let's let this wave wash itself out, and then we'll know we're ready for the next one.
Yeah, because you don't want to rush into something right away, because then that's
because then you don't give it the love. And like because we're only a small 4-man team and we work also, and we're on another set doing other things, that if we aren't focused on pushing this, no one else is going to push it, and then it just falls short. So we stuck with this, pushing it anywhere, trying to get in here, getting people to come to the events and stuff. So it's paid off,
It paid off,
Yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah, man. Just don't lose that spark.
Thanks, bro.
And because it's impressive. I mean, honestly, it's like, dude. I mean, I don't know if I could take 43 rejections, man. And that's just this one project.
Well, I told him if we get 44, we're done. You know what I'm saying? If we get 44, we're done, bro.
Man,
the next one is fucking gonna get an email back.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you, Karen.
No,
Dear Tracy.
It's tough. It's tough, but I think that's why me and him balance each other really well. Like when I'm on my lowest or he's on his lowest, we're like, nah, bro, don't give up. And I think it's always good to have that type of support to fall back and, like, you feeling some type of way or you feeling that rejection. You're like, nah, bro, we got this, bro. They're just not seeing they're not seeing it.
Or even like, being the hotheads. Like, I want to pop off and be like, oh, I'm gonna be like,
call them out.
You guys. You're like, nah, bro, we still represent, like, we're still a professional company.
Yeah,
like,
we
chill
can't.
out.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
you can't let the thug in you come out.
So we have to balance each other out.
Check your balance. We did kind of slip a couple times and call them out though. Hey, we tagged them like, hey, fuck you guys and da-da-da-da.
Hey,
I did, man.
That'd be good.
I got on Instagram and tagged the shit out of
it. It sucks, bro. And you know the ones that we did call out were the Latino festivals.
Oh yeah.
Those ones hurt more.
Yeah, those ones are little stings to it.
they're like, bro,
they know. They know an audience.
Yeah.
They should know better, but they play the politics.
But they play the politics too.
The agenda of
it is what it is.
That's the game, like you said. Everybody's playing the game.
Everyone is, yeah. So
and the game's fucking rigged. So.
It is, yeah. So
yeah, because I had a compa, it's Agüero. He's Agüero, and he was trying to do what you guys do. And I think he went for more than a year. Every time he fucking tried to get it done, they're like, "Oh, so who represents you?" He's like, "No one, because I'm trying to get it."
Yeah.
And they're like, "He's Agüero. If he's having trouble with Latinos, no."
Oh man, exactly. It's a fucking nightmare, bro.
Yeah,
like you can't even set up a pitch meeting without representation.
Yeah,
it's all referrals, and even to sit down with an agent or manager, you're gonna have to have a referral. You can't just call the office, and when you walk into the office, they take your ID, they scan your ID, and you're part of the system. So now they know that you have been here before. But it's one of those things, bro. A management or an agent, you could have the most best talent in the world, but if you don't know nobody,
the person,
you're fucked. You're screwed. Your talent won't be seen.
Yeah.
And that's how that really works. The greediness of that is that fortunately that the agents and the managers have the power to get you into the networks, the platforms that you want to be in. But it's hard, and if it's hard for a white person or a white girl, imagine for a Latino or Latina. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's why black people created their own Hollywood. That's why they're doing their own things, because they were getting the same treatment that we're getting, but they just did it right. And I give mad props to the black community for stepping up and being like, yo, like they're not gonna let us in. We're gonna find our way to get in.
Ourselves,
And I think that's the thing because we're a very prideful race.
Yeah, we are.
And we're a fucking hating race too. We hate on each other. Like I can't. Like another brother can't see another brother driving a nice car. Be like, it's fucking stolen, or they fucking drug money, or
they hit that like with hatred.
I know, guilty.
And I think it hurts us though. It hurts us as a community in the entertainment world, at least.
No, overall.
Overall.
We're always talking about that. How the fucking our raza's always used to pulling each other down. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
And this is what I guess what Chicano Shuffle is all about. We want to change that. You know, we want to help each other out, like so that we don't have a problem when we have raza like yourselves or anybody else say like, hey, if we could promote, we will.
Yes.
Sometimes we do get bombarded with like people like they'll hit us up like, hey man, if you could interview me if you want to. I'm like, okay, yeah, but.
What do you got going on?
What's going on? Who are you?
They don't even say I got a fucking movie or something. He was like, if you want to interview me, I'm down.
Yeah, okay.
What do you do, bro? Like, pitch yourself, bro. Like,
the thing is that we want to help out the raza. We're always promoting the little people, not the little people, but the up and coming. They got a small business. We do the art fest. We do the what is it? The East LA Cape, which is the East LA comic book.
Okay,
Comic-Con. We work with them, and whenever we can,
work with them, he says.
No, I know, right? We just show up. And when Anish hit us up, it was like kind of like, not sudden, but it was like, okay, we need... Let's see.
Semi-sudden,
yeah. Like, how are we going to set this up? And normally we like to be all three of us here, but because this is actually, we believe in this, She made a believer in me.
All day.
And I know we have some listeners right there. Like, I was just hearing from another coworker that he's like, dude, I gave my uncle the number, because he looks all mean on thug and like, they used to call him this and everything. He's like 60 years old, but he's lived. Yeah. He survived the fucking...
He's a survivor.
Yeah. He's a survivor. And I'm like, hey, we got nothing going on, Uncle, here. And I'm like, oh, shit. And that's just, someone I know. And I'm sure there's other listeners out there that might have done the same thing. They looked into it. They're like, hey, but he said, this is what I got. I'm really interested. I got nothing else going on. How can we help each other out?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we need to do. Is like if we're leading the way and we're building platforms, we got to use our platform to help each other rather than being what we didn't want to be. And we're no better than anyone else. But at the end of the day, if we're all out here trying to create and trying to put a voice out there for ourselves, then that's what we need to do is keep empowering each other. Like, cool, you got something? I'm gonna hit like with love.
I know, right?
I'm gonna hit
not like.
Sometimes it's the opposite.
I know, it is, right?
It depends on the day.
Yeah, that's all right.
If I don't have my chela, then it was a different story.
Yeah, you know, and it's just
I do one of those too.
and you know, we gotta help out each other, and it's not for us to try to see what they can do for us or anything.
No.
But it's just like, look, maybe us promoting you, us mentioning you, or whatever, gets you that following. Eventually,
Right away.
it'll
It comes
come,
around.
It comes around.
It always comes. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
you know, and that's the thing. It's like I truly don't want to do things just because. Like, how many followers they got? 100? Fuck that. No, I'm like, hey, whatever we can, boom, you know, throw you out there, and then next thing you know, they start building. If they build up and we build up, you know, we're built, and then all
The tide rises all
Yeah.
boats.
all I ask
Yep.
is do the same for when someone
else.
needs it.
Yes.
You know, pay it
Yes.
forward.
Pay it forward.
Pay it
That's
forward.
it.
Yep.
You know, if you're not gonna do
Man,
anything
see,
for
you're
us.
giving me chills now. You know what I mean? Because that's the truth.
Yeah, we gotta pay it forward.
Yes.
You know, it's like, you know, someone did it for me.
You gotta break that cycle too.
Yeah.
huh?
Yes. Yeah.
We gotta stop it.
that-
We gotta
that
stop
hate
this
like-
animosity. This animosity is.
It's true because honestly, like, you know, I was telling Bernice, like, yo, you're a tough woman to get a crowd like this in one place, and it's all good and everything. It's a true testament because 10 years ago you couldn't do that. No.
Yeah.
And then on top of
10
that,
years in the 90s, man.
No, 90s were 20 years, 25
Yeah,
years.
no, but I'm saying when we're growing up, like,
yeah.
no, fuck,
This-
wait,
Yeah. Yeah. You
shit.
can't have this.
but
I
that
couldn't even drive down a certain street to pick up the homie.
but that's slowly showing that the community sees it.
Yeah,
wants
we
it.
want
There's
the
there's an
change.
audience for
Yes.
this. Like I was talking to somebody here. I'm like, look, I've been in a lot of like white corporate America and a lot of white events for mixers in the entertainment, and I feel so uncomfortable, bro, because I'm like the brown boy with tattoos, and they're just looking at me some way. But I'm right here. I feel home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
I feel home, and
like
we could
that.
have that same power. We could have that same power in our community. We're all entertainers. We're producers, writers, actors, radio, music, whatever it is that we're doing. Like if we all come together, we are forced to be reckoned with, and I think that's what they don't want.
Yeah.
Of course, that's not what they want.
You know what? Yeah, that's so true.
Yes.
You know, but hey, you know,
We
you
have
guys-
our own Latin Grammys, guys. Come on now.
And as we've been going around to these different shows,
Yeah.
we've now started seeing like the more positivity and more people working together.
Yeah.
And it's inspiring.
and that's
As opposed
because
to what we
we've
grew up
seen
with.
it.
Yes.
You know, we're seeing it now. Hopefully, our listeners are listening to it, and maybe they could experience it too. You know,
Yeah.
and you know, share it and everything, and maybe be part of it too.
Yeah.
You know?
And open their minds a little bit
Yeah.
to be like, you know what? There's more to just living a certain way. There's more to just being human, no matter what. But being Latino is being Latino, and when you like, it's funny. Like I always tell people, like when you're born and raised in LA or in Southern California or Northern California, like it doesn't matter if you're Central American or you're Mexican. I remember being in high school and Armenians used to say "fuck Mexicans," and the first dudes punching are Salvadoreños. You know what I'm saying? But it's because that's we're Latinos. That's what that means. Fuck Mexican means you're saying fuck all the Latinos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying, and
They just ball us all up together.
yeah, they ball us up together, and that's the thing. Like, if we all find a way to just,
Become that together.
Yeah,
not to say that,
Not become Mexican,
but no, we come together, but not to say you don't have to understand everything, but you have to have an open mind to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to respect and be, you know what? We're all in it together. We're all brown. We all have the same struggles some way, somehow. We all get stereotyped. We all get put in an agenda. I drove the metro. I've been in the bus, and here comes sheriff department, parole operation. Like I've been through those. I've been through that. Like I know, and I think that's why I want to do films. The film that we did, and films like that, because I just want to touch and just give us a voice. Like
It's funny you just said the train and the metro. I take the train, and normally, randomly, the metro people come in and they scan your card to see. Dude, there's this white lady next to me, and they come up to me and they ask me for my card. I got no problem, boom, and then they skip her. They skip her, and they go to like the next black person or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
and I'm all like, what the fuck? I mean, I'm not gonna call them out like, hey, what about her? You know, but I'm all like,
But you see it, and you know
that's
it's
some
true.
bullshit,
You know it's
like,
there.
oh.
Yeah.
You know it's true. Yeah, we know.
You know
that.
it's true.
and that's crazy, but
It's a reality.
I think what David said, like we can't get mad at people doing our stories if we're not doing it ourselves. And I think stories like that need to be told, but told in our lens, in our perspective. Because one thing we get compliment about is that it doesn't matter if you're Latino. With the compliment you get a lot is that shit was real. I felt that they don't sound like. Another thing I love this script a lot is that when you hear them talking and you're reading their dialogue, they don't sound like, hey, ¿qué onda, carnal? And other, they don't sound like that.
Yeah, they don't sound forced. It doesn't sound forced.
It doesn't sound forced.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And then and we all know as Chicanos, we all know that different decades come with different languages. So you know when a bigger homie saying carnal or all, you know,
it makes sense because you know
that's part of his generation.
That's his generation.
Yeah. But bro, not even our generation, but even younger, the N-word is a big thing in our generation.
Well, but it's with the GA instead of the GA.
Yes.
GA. But the N-word, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so what I liked about his script is that when I read it, it's just like, oh, they sound human. We go back to it, but they sound real. They're not. It's not forced. It's not stereotype, and it's just like, yo, there's a couple scenes in there that they hit home.
Yeah,
they hit home.
Yeah, you're right, because I don't know who was I talking to, because I'm all like trucha, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? They're like, what do you mean, what the fuck is that? Trucha, like, watch out, look out, you know?
He's explaining himself too.
I'm like, really? You don't know what trucha is? You know? Or like, and then you start bringing up, because I remember growing up, it was like, trucha, like, oh, viene la this fool's got a fusca, and the A,
Yeah.
He's like, watch out, and you do that gangy, voice, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
And then when I hear it, when it's a younger cat trying to do that, I'm like, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. But they don't say it with conviction. It's not believable. It's forced.
Not believable.
It's because they saw it in a movie.
Yes, and that's why even in the writing, I was really picky on like, yo, this guy don't sound right. Like, it has to.
I think he took his time. He went back and forth with me.
I hit up some big homies, and there's multiple characters, so I didn't want everyone to sound the same. And then I know I have my own slang from up north, and just who I am around and how I talk. That I said no, but not everyone says what I say. So I made sure each character really felt like.
Yeah, the north has its own slang and its own lingo. So
right away he's fucking dividing us.
I know, right?
Oh, he's like, let me just run with this.
There's sometimes when I've seen these movies, when you have the Latino actors, the Chicano, the Pocho, the old school ones, and they kind of force them to say, because they're Latinos or they're Mexican or Chicanos or whatever, I guess the script or whatever kind of forces them to say, do the Spanglish. And it just doesn't come out because they're forcing it's like it's forced.
Yeah, the wrong person to say it.
And honestly, slipping into darkness script, there wasn't Spanglish. That was up to the actors to feel more comfortable. And I think me and David sat down with all of them. Like, look, we don't want you to change what the message behind your dialogue is, but if it doesn't feel right for you, say how you would say it. And then they start throwing in their Spanish here and there, but it was all English. It was all English except certain moments. It was Spanish because it was supposed to be Spanish, or
it felt right for the character because all the actors, like, they're really good actors. So like when they're on set, they come in as that character. Like, they've thought of shit that they're asking me, like, oh, what was their motive? I said, I don't fucking know. I don't know, bro. Like, but they're in the damn character. Shout out to all my actors, love you guys. So they come in with their own. I don't know.
It's like, you're him.
You're the character. You tell me.
I don't know.
Did you do your homework, bro?
I put the dialogue there already.
Yes.
But I was
just asking for a raspado, cabrón. I don't know.
Just read the line, bro.
Are you asking the raspado for your mom or for your dad? Because there are two different meanings behind it.
And they are.
Because your mom le gusta de leche. A tu jefe de limón. So, like, go with that.
So, all right. Yeah, but we just let them be them. We say,
the time.
Yes.
I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Yes.
I don't think you guys seen it, have you?
No, I seen what.
The pirateria version or what?
Yes.
I went to los callejones, güey. I me la
I got it outside del Bonds.
Okay, hey, I'm looking for slipping into darkness. Sleeping in darkness? No, slipping
Into darkness.
Oh, we got the sleeping one. I'm like, all right, fuck it, la fayuca.
Oh shit, there's already a pirateria.
But yeah, when I saw the short, I was looking at it. I'm like, holy shit, this is a good trailer.
Thank you.
This is a pretty good trailer. I'm like, oh, all right. And then just started seeing them more and more, and I'm like, oh fuck. But when we promoted this, and then you're like, oh shit, I'll see you there. I'm like, wow, it's meant to be.
Yes.
You know, it's meant to be. It's not like us hounding you now because you're like, oh wow, look, David is already blowing up. No, it's
You
like,
want to get coffee, bro, later?
I know, like, hey, let's go have some tacos. No. But it's one of those where like it falls into place.
Things happen for a reason.
Yeah, and we don't, I like to do the networking. I'm always reaching out to people.
I mean, he's saying he likes to do it.
I like to do the networking.
I'm not a networker.
Neither him nor our third guy. They're not into the like, hey, not shouting out, but reaching out. I'm always reaching out. I'm all like, hey, let's do this and let's do that.
It's funny because we have that in every team.
Yeah.
No, I mean, all the Latinos have a little bit of it,
Yeah.
Me and Esteban I think haven't got it over that fucking.
Yeah.
We don't want to bug him, bro.
And sometimes it's like, and that's what I'm not that David bugs people, but I notice that you're always pushing stuff.
Yeah.
You're always putting it out there, and like boom, 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 you're open. Like you make yourself available for
opportunities.
For people to reach out to you, or for you to reach out to them. And I think that's what it is. It's tenacity. It's like it gets you going, and then like I guess every team needs one of those. But they need to let you do your thing.
Yeah.
You got to do your networking, man, and that's
Hey, is he talking to you, bro? I think he's throwing shade to you right now.
A los otros dos. I still do it. They'll tell me shit. They'll tell me shit, and I still do it.
This one does it too.
When I have ideas, like networking ideas, I go, hey, Ramon, the internet says that we should be doing this, bro. Trying to give him the fucking, go do this, bro.
And I'm like, all right, fucking, I'm on it. Yes, I'm on it. And
put it on my list.
And the thing is,
that's me. I'm the list guy.
Yeah.
I'm the list guy. That's me. Hey, who's the list guy? Huh?
He's the list guy.
This is my second notebook, dude. Look, I got all these notes.
I got my notebook in the car.
Hey, are you that type of person that you get mad when you don't cross shit out on your list?
Man, I need to cross
when we're topics?
Yeah.
When we're because I write them down, and if I can't cross them out, I'm like, bye.
And then we give them shit because like we all used to show up with our own little topics.
I got my little crosses, and then everything else we couldn't talk about. And it's like, fuck, dude. It's like, you bastard. Like, look, cross. We were able to talk, and then the line is like, fuck, it's still pending. It's still pending, and that's the thing, it's very important, and you keep the hustle, David.
Thank you, bro.
Keep the hustle. It shows that look at where you guys are at, man.
Hey, well, y'all keep the shuffle too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I guess me and you stay home, no?
Hey, all day.
We'll keep it pushing. You guys can come along, all right?
All day. No, I'm. So we're four of us, and me and him are the networks and the pushers and the other two are more like they just sit back.
But you need them all.
But I don't discredit them. I give them the credit.
We all have.
Everyone has a part and a pivot, like a strong part, because
There's strengths,
we wouldn't be on HBO had
it wasn't for those two
all
fuckers.
Four of us. Yeah, exactly. All four of us made that shit happen.
Yeah, but it wasn't for those two fuckers. Like Oliver, he's a producer and he's the editor for the film, and then John was the producer and the production manager. So those are backbones in pre-production and post-production. And like right now we have to deliver another cut to HBO, and they're the ones doing it. As we're the faces, they're the ones doing it, but they're down for the cause.
Now, do you do it in person or you just email it?
The delivery is going to be all email, but
Ramon wants you to hand over a canister.
Because I know the HBO's in on Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're dealing with their big office in New York.
Yeah.
So they're
big time now.
I know.
The branch, at least the
Santa Monica, this guy.
Well, we don't know yet. We might end up going to Santa Monica a lot because I think the way they work is like by phases. So right now it's the legal phases for all the projects, So right now that we're just handling with legal. But I think once legal gets clear, then we start getting bombarded by everybody.
We need this. We need that.
They told us like once it's by phases. Once a phase gets complete, then people start reaching out to you guys.
Oh shit!
So
it's fucking awesome. Man.
So,
Thank you.
I mean,
it's crazy, bro.
It's awesome because we need. I mean, people complain that we always just play the cholos and the fucking all the movies, but even that, a kid sees like another brown person, like a legit someone, like he can turn around and see on the street. Mm-hmm. He's on the TV. It can change his whole mindset and crack that shell that he doesn't have to stay in the hood. He doesn't have to fucking bang. He can be an actor with.
Yeah, because like you said, you grew up watching Magic and these other people. For me, it was Cheech.
Oh yeah,
it was. It was. Oh my God,
Richie.
I know. Bob.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why am I?
Morales.
Esai Morales.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the Godfather. It's the American Me. It's the Edward James Olmos.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing Suit Suit.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the music when it starts.
The music,
it's like wow.
Yeah.
It was just.
And that film is more underrated than the other two that are bigger, right? This is a good one, dude.
That's a good one.
Suit Suit. And when I saw like My Familia was like it was a beautiful movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there.
Because that was like well said. That like the different stages in a family.
Yeah.
And it's just the beginning because I think Jacob Vargas comes out in it. He's the dad.
Yeah.
And I think it's fucking esta J-Lo. That's the mom, the young mom. Yeah, she's the one that crosses the river.
Yeah.
And Chuco.
Oh yeah. True.
Yeah, Chucho or Chuco? Chucho.
I think it's Chuco.
Chuco?
I think so.
Yeah, which is Esai Morales.
Yeah.
So all these things, but look, I don't want to hold you guys up because I know it's starting to get packed. How can our listeners reach out to you or follow you guys?
How do they stalk you?
I know.
Well, my Instagram is Alex.Ferrufino, and the film is Slipping Into Darkness Film altogether, lowercase. I think Davey is Davey.
OH_DAVY. And this has been fun.
So how can people see the short film though?
Well, now, unfortunately, now HBO has a hold of it.
It's theirs now.
So, but 2020 April, all platforms.
Yeah.
Hey, let us know and we'll help you guys blow it out.
Thank you, bro. I will. I'll keep you guys in the loop, and likewise, how we can help.
I know.
We'll do it, brother.
All you can help is just tell people like, hey, we're in Chicano Shuffle. Go check them out. Check out our interview.
And tune in, and keep tuning in. That's
we're on all platforms.
Bro. I got you. I know.
That's dope.
And for us, it's like when you guys are getting close, I'm like, hey, shufflers, go check out. Go to HBO. Fucking, if you don't have it, fucking get that account from your tia.
Yeah. Borrow that shit.
It's gonna be like fucking Game of Thrones. All over.
Hey, can't wait.
And we're not afraid of killing characters. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, man.
Yes.
Hey, if you ever need a character to get killed, hey, right here.
No, we can't kill the radio host.
No. But I mean, I could be the tío,
You could be that innocent bystander. That's in every movie.
That's what we call him.
You'll be doing a podcast in the back and get shot by mistake.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, thank you guys. It's been real, man. I appreciate this,
no
man.
problem,
Thank you
guys. I appreciate it.
All right, you heard it here, Shufflers. Slipping Into Darkness, HBO, April 2020. Give them a follow, Alex.Ferrufino and O_Davey. And then Slipping Into Darkness, all lowercase straight.
With film in the end.
Oh, okay. Slipping Into Darkness.
We might get some fucking crazy shit.
Hey.
Next videos.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you guys.
Bye. All right, Shufflers, we're back from the streets to the set event, celebrity meet and greet, and with us we have tattoo artist, painter. His name is Luis Islas. Oh,
you got it. Close enough, he said.
Why did I write Arias? Fuck my life.
You're holding the card,
I
güey.
know, Luis Islas. Fuck, te digo, pinche. Oh my God.
Se te salió lo pocho, güey.
I know. I dispense that. Sorry about
No problem. No problem. I've been called worse.
Oh, shit. Do they call you Huicho?
You know what? For the longest, my grandma.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we don't call her by grandma either. She has her nickname. But she's the one that, like, since I was a kid, would call me Huicho.
Yeah.
And I used to hate it. My cousins would call me Huicho, and I hated it. Because every time you think of Huicho, you think of Huicho Dominguez.
Yeah, well,
that's just tacky.
Yeah.
To me, it's just tacky.
El premio mayor.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. But you know what? As you grow and as you kind of mature, you kind of look to that. That's like a little bit of home. Yeah. So now when I hear it, it's funny because I was a 7-year-old boy, and my girl will call me that just out of it, just to like grab my attention, de cariño.
Yeah.
And now I got my son calling me that, and it's funny because like we'll check him sometimes just to be respectful and stuff, but it's just so fucking funny when he says it that I can't get mad at it.
Yeah.
I can't get mad at it.
Yeah. It happens with my kids too.
Right.
And you're like, I want to tell them, but it's funny when.
Yeah. Man, he's comedy. He's comedy.
Yeah, the kids are. Huh?
They got clapbacks.
So Luis, tell us a little bit about you, because we talked before we recorded and everything.
Yeah.
Let's let the listeners know what you're about, what you got going. What's
currently, I'm an artist. I'm a tattoo artist at South Bay Tattoos in Carson. We're here set up with Art of the Harbor, which is an art collective that I run. Along the artists, we have like about 7 or 8 artists that we work with, doing everything from tattoo work, painting, canvas, murals, merchandise, silkscreen. My main thing is like, I'm all business background. I've always been, and we've always been like that typical raza that's just self-employed. Sea lo que sea del comercio en la calle.
Always hustling.
Yeah, always hustling. Yeah. Like it's always that mindset. So that kind of like, I bring that onto the table aside from the artistry, because there's so many fucking good artists out there that are amazing but don't know how to put themselves out there.
No
can't market.
Sense,
yeah, they don't have the lingo, the gift to gab. Basically, that's one thing that I guess I realized I had when other people started calling it out on me. Like I've never been one to call myself anything until people that are in that industry refer to me as it. So I never called myself an artist until like artists that I looked up to were like, oh, this is an artist.
You're like, oh shit.
Like oh shit. Like, and it's usually like when you would be hanging out and they'll introduce you to somebody else, like, oh, this is an artist, such and such, and like, oh shit, you're referring to me as an artist now. So
I'm legit.
You level up, and then like on entrepreneur side as well, from like actually being around other entrepreneurs, other business owners, and kind of giving yourself that kind of being at that level with them. And kind of like networking, knowing where to go at. A lot of people are intimidated to even approach you guys here.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we see them and they're looking at us, they're curious.
Yeah.
But that's it.
For me, I'm like, oh shit, I got to go talk to them.
Yeah.
Or anybody here, like whatever it is, whatever they're doing, because I came from the bottom of that too. It's like I came from the comercio. My dad grew up selling pan dulce door to door.
Oh shit.
You know, like outside the church.
Oh, okay.
You know, and from that it evolved. They got a van. They started bringing more merchandise in, more produce in, and then it evolved. They got a truck. They started bringing more stuff in, and that's basically the business and life that I grew into, that I was born and raised into.
Oh, where did you grow up in?
In the Harbor area,
Torrance,
San Pedro, Wilmington area.
Oh man.
Yeah, all around actually. Like due to my parents' business, I was able to move around in different neighborhoods and see different perspectives of things.
So that explains the logo.
Yeah.
The anchor. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit. Art of the Harbor. I figured, okay.
Yeah, it's very to the point. It took me a while to come up with it too, because I wanted it to be something that doesn't represent me, but it represents where I'm coming from. Like, I'm here promoting Art of the Harbor. That's what I put on logo, that's what I put on my shirt, that's what I put out there. You know, it just kind of, it's more general, so it attracts more people and it relates to them more. And that's just home. It's home.
That's chingon a little. And then I saw that because you gave us 2 business cards. The one that you have, it's got that Sailor Jerry look, the tattoos.
More of a traditional tattoo style.
The anchor, wow.
Giving homage to the tradition. tradition.
What bird is this?
That is a blue jay.
A blue jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the colors are fucking chingon, man.
Yeah.
And then you got the wheel, right?
The pilot wheel. Yeah, it's all taking it back to home.
Yeah.
Put away the wheel.
I know. It's chingon. So what's up? Explain to the listeners and even to us, what's this collective about? How does this work?
It's just a whole group of artists. It started off different. It really has evolved differently throughout the years from what I would originally have thought of it to be. But the name came when I was doing this art pop-up at the swap meet in Wilmington. Around this time, I had just left from working at a tattoo shop, and I used to manage the shops. So I used to just take care of like the marketing and exposure and just the day-to-day stuff, the business end of it. But it's like more of just learning for myself on it because I didn't know shit, but I learned by doing it, trial and error, and kind of building it up on that. And what I saw is that a lot of artists that are very fucking talented don't know how to get the exposure. So when I started this pop-up store, which was just in a little rundown swap meet in the neighborhood, the kind of advantage that I took of it was, it's a window front location. It's on PCH. So I kind of just focused in on what the good things of it were and started attracting artists that way to bring by their art, bring by their merchandise, pretty much as a cross promotion with other local artists to show that there's not a competition. It's more of like we all have something. We all got something to bring to the table. I've been part of city murals going on, city events with the community foundations, and done that part of it. We do our merchandise as well. That all the proceeds from that go right back into all the supplies that we use for all our paintings, for everything every kind of creative that we have. I have a home studio right now. It's basically my garage fixed up, and it has supplies galore, like to just come in and be creative. So I'll have art sessions where different artists come in at different times and we just hang out and paint, get creative.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's like a jam session.
I know, right? I was just thinking that.
Basically, yeah.
It's a jam session for painters.
Yeah,
right?
and then a lot of times too, out of that, like everyone leaves with something different. Everyone, like a lot of times when I would hold those events, I couldn't paint, I couldn't sit down and draw, I couldn't sit down and do anything. Because to me, the artwork was having everybody there. Like having those different artists and pulling those different strings of people that would probably never associate with each other or would probably end up being against each other because of, just different business opportunities. Like,
is it ego? Is it pride?
It's just whatever situation we're going through at that moment in time. Like, artists are very fucking vulnerable. We put all our emotions and passion into our art. For someone to just either deny it, or for somebody else to win a project over your project, or for some artists to fuck with other artists because of something that you don't have, it hits hard. And some people, it is a lot of ego. It is a lot of ego, and we all have it. And it's something that, like, we got to learn when to use it and when not to use it. Because anybody that says, I don't have an ego, they probably have the biggest fucking one. Yeah, I don't know.
There's usually the people that say, I don't have whatever.
Yeah, exactly. The term, dime de qué presumes y te diré de qué careces.
Yeah.
That whole term. And that's what I grew up with. Like, I grew up with very raza, very cultura. Like, I grew up around all the Mexican candy. I grew up around el comercio. To me, it wasn't sales, it wasn't marketing. I didn't know those words growing up.
Yeah.
Mira el comercio, las tiendas. My mom used to say, like, que quiere tienda, que la tienda.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be attentive to everything that you have. So a lot of these artists don't have that outlet, that market outlet to things. They don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to put themselves out there.
And do you see that maybe do artists shortchange themselves? They don't give their work or themselves the value that they deserve?
Yeah, because we are our own worst critic.
Right?
We are our own worst critic. Here's the thing. Like we were saying earlier off air, we work off 95% of our subconscious. So 95% of our day is controlled by our subconscious. Where are we programmed? We're programmed to take all this negativity. Oh, you ain't shit. Oh, you ain't shit. Oh, you ain't that. You can't do this. You'll never be able to do this. Settle for this. Settle for being this. Settle for being that.
Get a good job.
Conformate.
This is what you are.
This is exactly. So that's what we have programmed in our head, and that's what we tell ourselves when nobody's around. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's rare for us to get, and it always comes from somebody else or somebody outside to give us that structure, that reassurance, that motivation. It always comes from somebody outside of the family, outside of your circle, outside of your, direct influence.
You got to see someone else doing, another brown person doing it.
Yeah, we got to see somebody else do it, or somebody else. Doesn't really matter on the race, because a lot of my influences came, like a lot of my know-how or like be able to do easiest, I got it from all my white homies. Because to them, shit that we struggle for came so easily for them that they don't value it as much, but I value it, and I saw how easy he got it, so I'm gonna go get it that easily and bring it back to the hood where everybody could fucking benefit from it, whatever it is. Like, I remember growing up, seeing a skateboard in the hood was like, fuck, you got a skateboard? What kind is it? Like, seeing shit that was outside of it, like seeing a gun was normal for us.
Yeah.
Seeing a fucking
little fucking 8-ball, whatever.
Yeah, seeing shit like that was normal for us. Seeing something that was out of our element was like, whoa, what is that? Let me check it out. Like, I was blessed to have like a good perspective of like our upbringings, our life, our hood, our community. Because some people call it the hood, some people call it our tribe, some people call it our village.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the people that are in there. It's like, I saw all those people because the business that I was born and raised into went door to door to a lot of these households that you went to school with some of these kids and didn't know what the fuck they were going through.
Yeah.
Didn't know what they went home to, or if they even went home. So I had that perspective of that. All these kids that were flossing in school had to come home, and my parents would give them credit for produce, for los frijoles y las tortillas.
Yeah.
It's like,
la quincena.
Yeah, we saw the real picture. Like, what really changed my perspective on things was going into a lot of these small businesses and even bigger businesses through the back door. Like, there's some businesses that I would go. I remember growing up and like just coming in and out because of my parents. They knew different people with different businesses, restaurants, produce businesses, any kind of stuff that would network within the business that we were in, panaderias. We would always come in through the back door. So for years, I remember going to some of these restaurants, some of these businesses, and never knowing what the front of the business looked like. Yeah, because we would always pull in through the back street, pull in through the callejon, pull in through the back, and I never knew what the fucking sign on top said. Now that I'm an artist, now I'm more creative. Now I see like letter fonts and typography and the style and signage. Now I'm more attentive to it, but I look back now, it's like, fuck, I used to go to Diana's forever, the restaurant, and never knew that the fucking...
The one in HP, or?
There's one in Carson. That's the one that I grew up going to. And
the tortilla.
Yeah, the tortilleria, that's what it used to be. And I never realized that the character that's outside of the Diana's is actually the owner's daughter.
Yeah.
So it's like stuff like that, because we would always go into these places through the back door.
Oh.
So I realized to approach that into anything. It's like, okay, well, this business is this. I'm talking to the salesperson. No, I want to talk to the owner. I want to talk to the guy that's inventory in the back.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that really knows what's being sold. So that kind of perspective is what I bring into the art, where it's like, a lot of artists, they're very we're all of us. I'm the worst critic for my own stuff. People say, oh, that shit's dope. I'm like, Or what I'm starting to appreciate more of my artwork is the random mistakes of it. The happy little mistakes, like Bob Ross says.
Okay.
Like, if I get a splatter, I'm like, fuck, I'm never going to be able to reproduce that.
Okay.
That is unique. I could reproduce a painting, I could reproduce an art piece, I could reproduce a tattoo, but that little mistake on that or the little natural effect, like with tattooing, it would be more of like that random abstract or trash polka style that are out right now, where it's just a lot of paint strokes, a lot of color just being blended. kind of straying away from our traditional black and gray realistic kind of style, where people are like, okay, it's gotten so deep in detail with like there's amazing fucking tattoo artists out there that do amazing fucking realistic pieces. So okay, that's been done. What's next? Now it's a big market for the surrealism, where you blend in a sculpture with the face and a building, and your logo is kind of in the background right there. So that's the next step, and everything's always evolving. We're expanding the world every time. The fucking people think it's the same day just because the sun rises again, but no, everything fucking grows. And if we're not the ones growing, somebody's growing. And if we're not the ones fucking, opening up these doors, and we're not the ones walking through them.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I know,
right?
Deep. I'm like,
Stay away.
when did you realize you had the gift of drawing and painting and tattooing?
It was never like, I never looked at it as a gift. I looked at it as just like a hobby or just pasatiempo. Mm-hmm. Like the most, like the parts in life where I could call back and be like, okay, I could do this, or that like really intrigued me into wanting to doing it. I remember like first grade, they give you those connected dot fucking puzzles worksheets, and you gotta connect the dots and you gotta color it. I remember we did that in class, and then the teachers all like, take it home and color it. I was blessed enough to like be in a community where you had a good variety of races. So we had whites, we had Asians, we had blacks. I go home and, some of these kids have their 64 color of Crayola
with
crayon,
the sharpener.
The
everything.
built-in sharpener, I hated those fuckers.
I didn't have shit.
Yeah.
I went home, I told my mom, I gotta color this. You know what she brings out? We already had our own business by then, so she brings out, I remember the mediums exactly. It was a yellow highlighter, a red Mark-A-Lot marker, like to mark the price. She would use a highlighter to mark her notes. The red marker to like put her prices down, and then she had like a blue pen. So she showed me those three things, and I don't think we had a black marker, so she brought out like one of her mascaras or something, like one of her pens. And I come from looking back now, I come from a very creative family. They did what they can to survive, basically.
Yeah.
And all that, la carencia, crea la creatividad. That's what creates the creativity, is, the needing to. And doing that worksheet with her, she showed me how to blend colors. So she went with the fucking blue pen and just like marked around the whole bird, and then went with the yellow highlighter right over the blue pen. And I'm like, fuck, you just made green. That for a fucking 6 years old. Yeah, that was fucking mind blowing. Like, what the fuck?
What kind of witchery is this?
Yeah. So
what you into, Mom?
She went with the red Mark-A-Lot marker and went with the highlighter over it again. She made all this orange and stuff, and here I go going back to school the next day with the minimal supplies, but yet my bird was one of like the most colorful and
it stood out.
And it just stood out to me. So that actually like that reflects a lot in the art that I do now. Like it's very bright, very in your face. Very like you might not know what it is, but as soon as you walk in the room, it grabs your attention. It just vibrates. That's kind of one of the first kind of like memories that I have of art. Was that. After that, it just became like a hobby. High school, I got into graffiti, and that kind of like took up all my fucking time and throughout class, because I would literally show up to school with nothing but a backpack full of markers. By second, third period, I would have like 2-3 black books with me and just spend the rest of the day just trying to catch some spots in those black books to give them back by the end of the day. So that was like basically all of my high school, and then obviously painting yards, painting freeways, painting fucking catching tags, and getting creative. Heavens. Yeah, and for that, what that showed me, like, you always have the cruise shit. I got in so many fucking dumb fights because of it. Because it's funny, some of the fools that I got in the biggest fights with, I ended up being cool as fuck with later on, because we were pretty much the same person. We didn't let nobody talk shit about us, so we're not gonna fucking talk shit about somebody else. But when we hear it, it's always that you say, like, he says, she says shit. So that's how I would get around, and so I never got into like all that crew stuff. But what I did take from it is how to make art outside outside of the canvas, how to take the artwork and utilize it for what it is, how to look at different things as a canvas.
Yeah,
you know,
but you're not limited to paper.
Yeah, like there's always so much that you could create on. Like I've had homies come to the pad when we didn't have much. When I first started this, we didn't have much, and I would literally hustle a little bit of weed here and there just to fucking get through the day to day, and maybe catch a little side holla here doing drywall with a homie, a little plumbing job here doing this and that. I could have gone and worked. I've worked retail my whole life. I used to work for AT&T for 5 years, and I could have gone into any kind of retail, any kind of banking. I had a lot of friends like that, but I didn't want that. I didn't want the 9 to 5. I didn't want the fucking suit and tie. I did that for a while, and it was fun, but
at the end, there's nothing. You're working for somebody else.
I'd rather starve at home than eat, eat with people that I'm just not going to associate with. So I went through that starvation point where it was like, whatever I could get my hands on, however I'm going to make my living off of art. Have it be $5 a day or have it be fucking $500. Because when I sell a painting, then I'm capitalizing on that. I have merchandise, all that, everything else costs money. Mm-hmm. Merchandise, equipment, everything else costs money. Our artwork, all it costs us is our time. Maybe minimal price on supplies, depending on what it is that you use. You can get fancy with it if you want, but every artist knows that the fancier you get with your supplies, that just means that you just charge more on your artwork.
Yeah.
So when I'm able to sell an art piece, then it just opens up more doors for me, because that's one art piece that, like, I didn't put $10 to make $5 off this hat. I put X amount of time, which I'm learning on by doing every painting that I do, every art piece. Tattooing is my main source of income right now, and it's fucking amazing. It's been good.
Business is good.
Business is good. It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster, because when business is booming, that means that there's also a lot of saturation going on. So a lot of lowballing going on.
Yeah.
So the main focus with me on that is just building up my value.
Yes.
Like every day building up my value. Like there's a quote that I have on my actual bio on my Instagram. It says there's no such thing as competition, only lack of creativity.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know who I got it from. I know it's not mine.
Yeah.
It's not mine. I'm not saying that. I'm
not
quoting somebody else.
Yeah. Like, oh, wow, this is an original.
Yeah. And that kind of like changed my perspective, because every time I would sit back that I didn't have nothing to do, that I didn't have no business coming in, everybody always tries to blame the other person. God forbid we take responsibility for our own actions, So everybody wants to fucking, I'm not doing business because this other shop over here is giving tattoos away, or they're fucking cheapskating over here, or they're taking my customers or whatever. Like,
I don't get it.
I've had a lot of customers that have made appointments with me and have purposely like not shown up, and then I later see them getting the same tattoo with somebody else, and I know they just went to get it because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. Like, go ahead, you get what you pay for in this industry. Like, go ahead. I'd rather focus on people that are loyal and that do want to.
Now, do they go with the design that you created for them, or is something that they had?
See, when it's a design that I create, I keep it.
Okay.
They could see it, but they cannot take pictures of it, and they could take it. They could take it home, but it's gonna be taken home on their. It's gonna be taken home on their skin, or they're gonna pay for it. If it's artwork, then if you want it, and if you want to go get a tat somewhere else, okay, pay me the time that I did to do the drawing, to do the artwork.
Pay me for that. Yeah.
It's gonna be the same price, whether it's on your skin or not.
Yeah.
So we have a rate and kind of go at it that way, but different perspectives of it. But yeah, business is good right now on that. I can't complain. I'm able to get creative. I'm able to stay creative. I don't have to go work a 9 to 5 or go work at a warehouse or go do side jobs to fucking pay bills. I'm able to pay bills and stay creative, that's what I'm blessed for. I'm grateful for that.
That's the life right there, man.
And
but like anything though, you you have to cover your expenses. You have to cover, like, you don't have insurance.
And it doesn't happen overnight.
And you don't have a retirement.
Exactly. Every day is a hustle. I'm not a barber that has my return clientele that come every week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. Every day I got to pull clients from here right now.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I got to that's what I got to do.
I think you have, there's a lot of people.
I'm in a good market
for it. You're in a good market right now. Yeah, so, and they still have space.
Yeah. So, that part too is just like the evolution of everything. It's evolving to the next step, evolving to the next step, and evolving to the next step of things. It's not necessarily, once you get comfortable, that's when you start declining. That's when you start slowing down. You know, momentum. You got to build up the momentum and keep going. Like, it's been a roller coaster for me in my collective, and even me in my art. Like, if I would have stayed with this in first grade, that I saw that those creativeness, I don't know where the fuck I would be at now. But
you'll be traveling the world, man.
But then again, I probably wouldn't be the fucking person I am now if I hadn't gone through those downtimes. So it's going through all that and just evolving.
Wow. What's the craziest tattoo you've placed on a person? Right away.
Yeah, that's always a question, right?
Is it?
That's always a question. What are the craziest?
No, only because
what hurts the most.
No, not the most. Because what I said right now, like, if they have space, and I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, you'll find space.
Yeah, right.
You'll find space. I've gotten some crazier requests than what I've actually done. Like the craziest one that I've done recently that I can remember, because a lot of times you do them and you're just like, on with it. But it was an elderly couple, and probably not that old. They were probably like in their mid 50s.
Okay.
Lady comes in, puny little Hispanic lady, very shy, very quiet. She's like, oh, how do we go about this? I want to get a tattoo. And I was at the counter helping her out, and she has her husband with her, big grizzly bear looking guy. He's like, oh, we want to get a tattoo. She wants to get a tattoo, and I'm like, all right, what do you want? She's like, I want 2 bear claws with the words. I forgot what his name was. I'm not even gonna play.
El oso.
Yeah.
El oso. El oso goloso.
El oso goloso's ass.
Oh wow.
On her ass.
And one paw on each side.
Yeah, one paw on each side. I'm like, I looked at her and I was literally waiting for the punchline. Yeah. I was waiting for them to be like, psych, I want a little infinity sign. You know, but no, she was serious about it. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. I was down. It came out dope. They were actually a really cool couple. And I've gotten, like, that's probably the one that I remember most recently. I know I've gotten requests for more random shit. I used to work in Hollywood for a while, so I know there was a bunch of shit that I just I just completely ignored. It was just normal. You blocked it out. It was just normal. It was like, okay, yeah, this person will help you out over here for that. Oh, we got our fucking,
that's his specialty.
Yeah, that's his specialty over there. Yeah, like another one, I had a customer, and it was funny because it's always like the ones that you least expect it from. I had a customer ask about getting a spider web, a black widow with the tentacles, having her asshole be the body of the black widow, and having the tentacles coming out of her ass. I'm like, it's possible. Do I want to do it? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know?
That's his specialty.
Yeah, that's his specialty. Do you guys tattoo assholes? Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
A couple dicks too, but we don't judge them.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like, I mean, you as a guy on a female, you're like, all right, I'll do it. But how about if it's a guy?
Exactly.
And you're like, dude, like really?
We've had requests like that. We've had dudes that come, like, we had this one at the shop, and this was when I wasn't even tattooing. He came in, elderly guy, probably like in his 60s already. He looked like one of those Freemason kind of dudes.
Okay.
And comes in and asks to speak to the owner. So he speaks to the owner. He's like, oh, I didn't hear this. This was all a private conversation.
Yeah, this is all here,
And he's all like, when he left, the owner told me, he's all like, oh, he wanted to get the head of his dick tattooed red. And he's like, oh, well, go see this person. He'll do that. He's down to do that. Sure enough, you want to go see him, but you put your price on things. I wouldn't like what the artist that did it said is like, I didn't touch it. You touch it, you stretch it. I'm just putting the needle on. I'm just putting the color on there. I'm probably not even looking. You let me know when I'm done.
Oh shit!
You know, people want stupid shit like that. You're gonna get a stupid reaction. And like, okay, it might be someone's kink or whatever they're into. Then, okay, be willing to pay. Or if someone that's not into that, then has to go out of their comfort zone, be ready to pay for that.
Oh, fuck.
Like I wouldn't do anything like that for under a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And at that, like I said, I'm not touching anything. I'm just putting the needle in.
Yeah,
Tú
ridiculous.
te los tiras, tú te la agarras.
Yeah,
I'm just-
exactly. And it's like it all goes down to like it's not go over here. This guy's a special to
This
that.
guy likes. Yeah, he's a
A ridiculous job comes with a ridiculous price.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So
basically
as
what
long
it
as they
goes.
know what they're getting into, they're fucking.
And the like. As far as the painting, which was the one that you've been most proudest, or like one that like wow, this is and
The one I haven't finished yet. It's
Yeah.
always
Yeah, that's
the
always
next
it,
one.
right?
It's always the next one. Once the moment I say that I'm done with the painting and I sign it, it's the moment I want to change it all up.
really,
Yeah.
oh wow,
Yeah, the moment that I'm like, okay, this one's done, I step back, take like 10 steps back, look at it, I'm like, I just got to walk away from it after I'm done. Like, fuck, I could have done this differently. I could have done that differently.
Shit.
And that's what's going to go into the next painting. So it's always like the trial and error. It's always going to be a trial and error. I don't think I'm ever going to create like a masterpiece. It might be a masterpiece in other people's eyes, hopefully, someday.
Did you see where you fucked up?
But yeah, I see. And you know what? I've learned to take those into consideration. Like now, I used to struggle before because I used to do like not a dope ass painting, but like something that was clean that I would like consider done. And I would hesitate on signing it because now I felt like I was going to fuck it up by signing it, by putting my signature on there. Like, it kind of takes away from it now. So now what I do is like when I'm about 75% done, or even throughout the beginning of it, like when I grab a new canvas, I'll just sign the whole thing of it. Start that as my background. Just sign signatures everywhere of it. Catch tags on it, just get it out of my system. Incorporate it into it to where now I'm like, okay, I have my signature on there, and a lot of times I wouldn't want to touch a painting after because it was already signed.
oh okay,
So now if I do it halfway through, it's like I could just keep adding. So for me now, I just started getting into like resining and actually like clearing, like throwing varnish over my painting. So now that's when I'm done with the painting.
oh,
It's when I clear it. Okay, now I can't touch it.
yeah,
And that's just for now, because later on I might find a new idea of what to do on top of that.
okay,
They have nothing never finished, right?
nothing's never done. It's not done until you say you're done.
I don't know where I heard this that a lot of I don't know if it's true or not, but that some painters were starting to put like their DNA in the painting.
Oh,
like
yeah,
their hair,
that's-
or they're like
Yeah, I feel like we put a little bit of our DNA with every paint splatter that we put on there.
Yeah.
Your effect, that's what I was saying, that I've become more accustomed to, more likable to the imperfections than those smooth, clean blends. Because yes, you could get those smooth, clean blends, but it's going to take you hours to get them, and no one's going to appreciate them. It's those effects, those abstract stuff that people are like, go to any fucking museum. You got this big ass painting of just a fucking canvas with one line through it, a dot on it. So it's like, it's the approach that you take at it. Like everyone's trying to get better at blending. Everyone's trying to get more detail, trying to reproduce this item, trying to make this person look like that person. But at the end of the day, it doesn't represent what our true effect on art is. Like that's why the whole abstract art community is it has transcended so many generations, because it's left up to the interpretation of everybody. It's not, oh, that's a face. That's whatever the fuck you want it to be. That paint splatter could be anything. So for me, I mix that up between everything that I've learned, between like blending those colors between the culture that I have, between the tattooing that I do. So for me, painting is like an escape from tattooing, because painting is more loose, more free. Tattooing is very technical, very precise.
Yeah, because like once you make a mistake, I mean, I'm sure you can fix it, but it's not really that easy to repair.
It changes the whole thing, because you could do a dope ass portrait, but if one of the eyes is off, the whole piece is off.
Yeah, you focus more on that crooked eye, like what the fuck?
And that's what I do. Like
these kind of shit.
Yeah, and that's why like I try to stay away from portraits, like especially when it's like, oh, my loved one,
shit.
you know, like
my baby, you know.
There's a specialist for that over here.
He specializes in that.
Yeah,
he specializes in assholes and portraits.
Yeah.
Baby portraits.
To each his own, right? No, but yeah, it's good to have that too, because like I like to do a lot of color work just because of that influence that I had as a kid.
Yeah.
And it resonates on my artwork. So when art color pieces come in, I have fun with them. Somebody else might struggle with them, so they'll shoot them my way. When there's some pieces like portraits, for example, or certain stuff that I'm just not too comfortable doing, then I'll pass it over to somebody else as well. And that's the benefit of this is this community needs to evolve on that. Instead of going against each other, we need to go with each other and help each other out.
Yeah, definitely.
And evolve and grow, you know, and shout each other out.
Yeah, you got to give the credit. Not only that, but like you said, you know, it's a networking. You know, if I can't do it, I know someone that can do it.
Exactly.
Instead of keeping the business from them, you're helping them out.
Yeah.
And
a lot of times, here's what happens too. A lot of times, and I've seen it with myself. I've seen it with my own practice. Is that it might be something that you might know, but it's out of your element, and not something that you do on a day to day. But you want to do it for this person, and you want to do it to keep the customer. But you're having to go out of your element, and you're having to half-ass shit, and you're having to like not give them 100% on what this customer needs. Instead of saying, oh, well, I don't do digital work, but this person over here does. I don't do murals, but this person does. I don't do signs, but this person does. And then just creating it under a hub. So that's kind of my goal with the whole Art of the Harbor is just, I don't even want any. Like, people think, oh, well, you're creating this, you must want a cut.
Yeah.
You must want your percentage. It's like, nah, I don't want that. I just want to keep that customer satisfied.
Yes.
Because that customer is going to keep coming back to us. Have it be you, have it be you, have it be you. If we keep it in this circle, then that customer doesn't have to go across town or have to go online and, you know, go or somewhere else.
But not only that, but that customer now becomes a promotion for you.
Exactly.
Because they could put in a word, it's a word of mouth, you know, like, oh, you know what, where I went, this guy did this for me, but my guy does this, you might want to go see them.
That's how we ended up here at this event. One of our main, like, we call him our promoter now, because this was just every new design that I brought out, every new image I brought out, he was always the first one to cop it, first one to rep it, wear it everywhere, and he's the one that got us into is the homie Vic, and he's part of the whole layout. He has the anchor hat.
Yeah. He was the one that came up to us, Victor. When I was doing the sign. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's opened up a lot of doors for us, and he just does it because he just wants to hang out and do it. You know, he doesn't benefit anything from it. But it's all word of mouth, and it's all in the circle. It's all within the same community. We just want to go against each other because for whatever dumb reason.
You know what? And I feel it because I'm almost like that guy, because when I hear of something or when I know of something, I'm always like, hey, you should check this person out,
exactly.
Or you should go listen to this, or you should check them out, or go over here, because it's that word of mouth. I mean, you might not know them or whatever, but it's just like you really like their work. I'm like, dude, really, fucking check it out, look at it. You might like it, or there's this event, or there's this podcast, or there's this show, or there's this TV. You know, boom, 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 and then that's how it generates.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. It's every outlet. You got to take it. You got to take it as it comes. It might be the smallest little event. I've gone to events where it's just like 2 vendors and probably like a handful of people.
Oh shit!
And we do great at those events because we are the only 2 vendors there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's all a matter of how you approach it. Like, I know for a fact the moment I got here, I wasn't going to be selling much merchandise. That's why I'm not at my booth.
Yeah.
I represent. I'll display it, but I'm not behind my booth anxious trying to make that next sale.
Yeah.
Because I already know. Okay, some people. Yeah, I've been in those situations. I used to set up at the Santa Fe Swap Meet. I used to set up at freaking the Harbor College Swap Meet and fucking starve and just fucking pay to be there and
not even get your money's worth.
Not even get your money's worth. You know, you make money. Yeah, you make. You know, people see you with. Here's one thing that I like. Growing up in a small business. Here's one thing I saw that I was able to like capture right away was that every night I saw my mom come home with a bag full of money. By 12 o'clock the next day, the majority of that money was gone. Why? Because whatever money she made that day, okay, we got to go buy inventory, we got to pay this bill, we got to pump gas to be able to move, and that's where all the money went. I would see her walking, and you know, it's a small business, so I saw a bag of money, you know, pinches dólares, it's all dollars, and you know, but it was like a lot of people never saw that. You know, a lot of people go and steal a 20 from their parents' wallet. Why? Because how many kids have never seen their parents' wallet but know that's where the value comes from? Why? Because every time I tell my kid, like, everything that's mine, my kids know how to use better than I do. Why? Because I don't want to keep anything from them, because keeping it from them is only going to want them to search for it more. Like, I smoke weed. I have my setup in my garage. I have a bong right there. They don't even know. They don't even pay attention to it because I have it in plain sight. The moment I try to put it in a bag or try to hide it, what am I going to do? I'm going to find them in the closet looking for it.
Yeah, like, hey, what is this?
I remember I was like 8 or 9 and my dad had a little .22 revolver.
Oh, shit.
And I saw him bring it out one day and then put it away. Never knew that we had it, never saw it. And from that moment on, I spent every fucking minute of free time that I had looking for it.
You're fucking Indiana Jones after that thing.
I would look. Oh yeah, I found it, and I would find it, play with it, put it back. Once I found out where it was, I would put it back, so I knew that I could go and play with it.
And you put it back the way it was.
Yeah, but the way I got caught up, the way my parents knew that I found that I had played with it, they found a crayon in the barrel. So I was over here playing, like, trying to shoot crayons out the fucking the little gun. And after that, my mom's like, get rid of it. Like, I don't want to see it in here.
Yeah.
And, you know, traditional families, they have their beliefs on it. But that's why that alone has been what has kept me aware of how my kids are. Like, every time I come home, my little one is trying to hide from me. So if he's not under the bed, he's under the blankets, he's hiding in the closet. That only lets me know, like, they're in every nook and cranny.
Yeah.
They're in every little part, because that's how I used to be as a kid.
Leave me. You
don't let me go anywhere. You don't let me be out and about. I'm at home only. This is my fucking fortress, so I'm gonna go into every little fucking nook and cranny.
You never do nothing.
Exactly. So you create that, like, and that's a thing too. But like, a lot of parents don't see that. They think that, like, oh no, just keep it away from them. Like, how many kids have never seen the inside of their dad's wallet or seen what actual money looked like, a stack of money looks like? I grew up seeing this, so I never needed it. I felt like I never needed money.
Yeah.
If I wanted something, then I'd fucking work for it. I remember collecting cans as a kid. Yeah, I would be excited. I would be fucking excited.
That's how we would make our money when we needed money.
Fuck yeah.
Gas win.
Yeah, collect cans.
I remember I would collect all my coins, and my mom would bring home the rolls. The paper rolls, and I would fucking enjoy fucking packing those. I'm like, fuck, I got $20 now. Yeah. You know, and go to fucking Kmart, go to Target, and buy a fucking CD or, you know, whatever you were into. You know, a fucking a yo-yo or something. You know, you're 8, 9 years old, but I learned to make money at a young age.
Yeah.
So that kind of like opened up my eyes to, like, everything's out there. You just can't depend on shit, and don't go and grab shit that's not yours, because, you know, it's just.
I wish my parents would have done that. Fucking show up, man. You know, I got $5, or like if I was saving up, luego me los gastaba.
You blow
fucking right away, Hot Wheels.
But here's what happens.
Cabbage Patch Kids.
What happens? Our parents have their wallet. Our moms have their purse, and they go and pin pinch a fucking dollar out, and we never see how much is actually in there. So we think, oh my God, it's a lot. When in reality, it's probably like $20. And we're thinking, fuck, she's only giving me one and she has 20 in there, or she has a whole wad in there. To us, it's so much, but it's because we're denied it. They always tell, oh, don't look in our purse, don't look in our purse, or our dads are don't grab my wallet. When in reality, like, that's the first thing I found my wallet inside my son's backpack. I've made the habit of not keeping any actual possessions on there, because of that. Like,
I mean,
everything.
You still have to be cautious. You can leave stuff out, but
and with me too, I'm very minimal. Sometimes I carry my ID on me, and that's about it. Everything else, there's so much apps on stuff. Like, everything's on my phone. I have my ATM.
You can pay with your phone.
I have everything on there, so I'm very minimalistic. So it's funny to see the stuff that he sees of me that represent me. Like, I'll catch him with my sunglasses in his backpack. I'll catch him with my hat in his backpack. So it's like, and then you start seeing those worksheets that they do at school of like, oh, my dad, for Father's Day, oh, my dad likes to do this, or for Mother's Day, my mom likes to do that. So those questions, oh, what's your dad's favorite color? What's his favorite food? So to see his answers and to actually be like comfortable with those answers. So a lot of parents don't see that. They neglect their kids, and they don't see how they're neglecting them. They just think, oh, here's your phone. Here's my phone. Go play.
Tablet.
I just saw ahorita que dices eso. I just saw like I don't know, one of the fucking Instagrams where, like, the show and tell, or like when kids draw about their their parents. So I think it must have been in the Shive or something, where like there's a bunch of like teachers submit the drawings. One of them, they had like, my dad likes to smoke his funny cigarette. And they draw the
exactly.
and then my mom likes to drink wine. And then there was one that was, I don't know if it was real or not, but people were commenting. It was hilarious. My mom likes to hug the mailman.
Exactly.
So it's just like, what the fuck?
Exactly. And here's the thing: we don't put ourselves at the kids' perspective. The kids see things differently, very differently. And that's one thing that me and my girl have to like constantly feedback, because she spends the majority of the time with the kids. So by the time I get home, she's over them. She like, take them, they're yours. So it's like I have to come in and like change the motions, change the vibe,
the rhythm,
change the rhythm, exactly, and shift it up with them. So I try to like, I used to be the one to get the most mad at them and bitch at them the most, and now I'm like fucking realizing that it doesn't fucking work. And what I realize is that all they're doing every time I raise my voice at them like that, they're just shutting down. So now they're not getting anything done. So now I go in there and shift it up, and like, instead of telling them, oh, do this, do that, I'll play with them a bit. I'll make sure I get them laughing before I give them any suggestions. And I give them suggestions. I don't give them orders.
Oh, okay.
It's a difference.
All right.
It's a different little things. Yeah, little things that make a different approach for them. Like we have our daughter that's 11 right now, and she's starting to break out in acne, and she's starting to go through the changes. And I tell her, I'm like, you got to wash your face every night. You got to go through your steps. And there's nights that like she's already in bed. So I have to literally, and my girl will bitch at her, be like, oh, go wash your face. I'm like, you're telling her that it's just an order. That's just a whole nother order on top of the many orders that she's already got through school, through whatever, and us at home. That's just another order. So what I have to do is take that extra minute or two to sit down and be like, look, you're breaking out. You got to do this. What's going to make it easier for you to get this done? Just get it done. It's going to be so much easier. Like, I start convincing her of why, like, instead of telling her, oh, no, just do it and get it done, it's more of like, well, these are the benefits of why you do it. And yeah, it takes a little longer, but now I don't have to sit down and explain the benefits for her. I just look at her and tell her, you know why. You know why you have to do it. You know why you have to clean up after yourself. She's the she's more organized than we are. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a different approaches. There's some that still go the yelling, and there's some the scolding, and then because I said so.
I got my ass whooped up until like fucking teenagers, and I'll whoop my kids' ass too.
Yeah.
Whenever the fuck they deserve it, they know they deserved it.
Yeah,
why? Because I've already sat down with them, and if I have to sit down with them many times, then I do it.
That's
as
the
well.
last resort, right?
Yeah, and I sit down with them many times and explain things to them. But once I see that look on their face that, okay, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I'm doing it anyways, or I know I'm not supposed to be throwing this tantrum, but I'm doing it anyways. Then okay, well, I'm doing this anyways.
Yeah, when you tell them no and they look you in the eyes, and do it anyways. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like my kids, luckily, like they're not to that extent, but like they do stuff like out of their own, because they know that they could get away with it. Because they get away with it with the abuelo, they get away with it with the abuela, with the tío, with the nino, with the mom. You know, with me, it's just I don't bitch at them. I just speak more direct to them. I just tell them like, look, this is what you got to get done. Get it done, and then I go back to laughing with them. And my kid, it's funny because he's a Gemini. He'll go from like being happy to being mad to being sad.
Yeah. The bipolar sign.
And it's fucking...
my dad's that.
All makes sense now.
My son, like, I'll tell him, oh, no, you can't do that. And he's the type to like throw a tantrum, get mad, and then go to like his corner or whatever, go hide, basically. Then I go in, or we start talking about something else, and he'll run into the room cracking jokes and talking about this or acting like he's a fucking superhero. And it's like, with him, I've learned a lot of like how to shift my character. Because if I act a certain way, then he's just giving me that in return. But if I act comical with him and like say like, hey, what do you need? You need help doing it? You need help doing this, doing that? It's like, and it's just little things. It's the little things, and we don't take that time. We just rather tell them, here, go play with the iPad.
Yeah.
You know, clean up your room. Here's the thing. Our parents always told us, go clean up your room. They never sat there with us and told us, look, you could do this with your room. You could organize it this way. You could just, I see that with our daughter because I've told her, like, I've sat down and I'm like, when it comes to my workstation, I'm very particular about where things go.
Yeah, you know where everything's at.
When it comes to my personal life, I have shit everywhere. But I sat down with her and did that with her where it's like, okay, well, look, you could put all your hair stuff right here, all your toys right here, your books, she loves to read, so all your books right here, and all this stuff, organize it so you know where it's at, so when you need to look for it. Now we go into a room and it's like, damn, can you do our room like that?
I know.
She has a bin for all her dirty laundry. She has her calendar with all her stuff. She might not follow through with everything, but it's there.
It's there, yeah.
She has a list of the stuff that she has to do in the morning before school, and then the stuff that she has to do before going to sleep. Now I don't have to go in and explain to her what she has to do. All I have to do is tell her, go look at your list. And she knows. If she wants to throw a fit about it, it's like, there's no ifs, and or buts. Just get what you have done, and then we'll go back to watching the movie. We'll go back to having a good time.
How many kids do you have?
3.
All 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 7, 9, and 11. So our oldest, she's a girl, and then our 2 younger ones are boys. So they're the little firecrackers.
Yeah.
And that's too, like, I'm learning with them, because the 2 older ones are my stepkids.
Okay.
So it's like, I have to learn how to work with them. I have to learn how to work with my own son. I have to learn how to, like,
keep it balanced.
Keep it balanced, distribute myself out, and understand that I might come home to a different reaction from each of them. And that is where like our daughter, she's off in her own world all the time, and I have to like get her attention. I'm like, hey, I'm here. Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? Gives me hugs. She gives like the biggest bear hugs. She's the smallest person, but she gives me like the biggest bear hugs. And I know there's something wrong when she doesn't do that.
Oh, okay.
She's like, oh, hey, how you doing? Okay, what's wrong? What's going on? Yeah, what happened at school? And my little one, I get home, he's always trying to hide from me, trying to play hide and seek. Our middle child, he's the middle child. He's, oh, hi.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Dude, I'm here. Give me a hug. Hi. I'll have to go and mess with him, and you know, I just have to learn how to approach them differently. My son hides from me for me to go find him. They all want attention. They all want you to go in their own way. Some won't give it to you by ignoring you. Some won't give it to you by shutting down. But those are signs that we gotta see and be like, oh shit, there's something wrong, or he needs a little bit extra attention. He needs a hug. You know, whatever it is, he needs to be smiling because there's no reason, you know, or have it just be, there's times, it's funny because there's times that I've come home and one of our boys is outside and he's just kind of like roaming around, just kicking rocks, not really like doing anything, not really even playing. And I go home, he's like my girl will be like, ¿Está tu hijo allá afuera? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, I kicked him out of the house. He doesn't want to help. He doesn't want to do this. All right, get out of my house. So we give him that, like, we give him love and care, but we also give him the ultimatum. It's like, if you're going to be in this household, you're going to help. If not, then go outside. You don't have to live in here.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to leave him outside, but like a couple hours, an hour outside is going to make it seem like eternal for them.
Go kick rocks for a bit.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to see you here.
Well, you know what? You're out there. Why don't you cut the grass?
I do that. Like, I have them on a reward system to where, like, oh, if you water the plants, it's this much. If you take out the trash, it's this much. If you wash the dishes, it's this much. It started off with money. Now it's not even about that. Now it's just about who has more points over each other.
Oh,
so you create a competition for them, and then
that's pretty good.
Like, put it this way: our middle one, that's the laziest one, he's the one that's doing the most now, just because of the point system, because he wants to be first on everything.
Okay.
Competitive.
So yeah, he's a competitive one. So I always have to tell him, like, you're competitive, but you want to be lazy. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that.
Aquí no hay participation medals.
Yeah, exactly. There's no 8th place trophy here. It's like so it's just learning that, and like that's part of the whole. I learned that by learning how to deal with my art. I learned how to deal with my kids because they're all a piece of my artwork. They're all their own art piece and their self. I can't go to my youngest son and try to create a serious painting because he's all fucking jokes and giggles.
Yeah.
I can't go to my oldest and try to create something grungy because she's like very lovey-dovey. So it's like you got to learn how to create who they are and learn that they're all different. And the last thing that we got to do is compare them. That's the worst thing. Like, I grew up as an only child.
Oh, okay.
I'm an only child, but I grew up with my cousins, and I hated when people would compare us because it's like we're unique. We love each other. Like, I grew up with my cousins as brothers, but at the same time, it's like I would hate it when people would compare me to them because I was always more around bunches. I was always more of like wherever the attention's at, I'm gonna go there. Mm-hmm. And my cousins were always more laid back, more like just go with the flow kind of thing. So when people would compare, especially when like we went through school and we had similar teachers, and be like, oh, why aren't you more like him? Because I would be the loudest one, I would be the more annoying one. It's like, because I'm not. Like, and I would take offense. I would feel like me being who I am was wrong. Me being so social was the wrong thing. You know, me being so outgoing was the wrong thing. Why? Because everybody else is so like to themselves. Oh, don't go talk to them. Stay to yourself. Stay in your cocoon. Be safe.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, yeah. It's like, oh shit, maybe I should be comfortable. Fuck that. Yeah, and that's how you learn. That's how, like, if I hadn't came and talked to you guys, then I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
And that opens up the next door and the next door and the next door. And that's the example that we got to give to our kids of just like everything's possible.
Yeah.
Being able to go to all those little businesses, regardless of how small they were, but being able to go to those as a kid through the back door and saw how they operated was like mind-blowing to me. Going in through the kitchen and seeing the register and seeing where they kept everything was fucking mind-blowing for me as a kid. It was like, wow, this is where it all comes from. And then going to like downtown LA, to Los Callejones, to the produce district and see where it really came from. And then taking that tour to the farms, having family that has farms and ranches and stuff like that, and seeing where it grew at, like it just takes you back to the root, and like it makes you appreciate that apple that you fucking eat,
Yeah, you saw where it came from.
Yeah, I was able to get that perspective in life and in the hood too, because all our business, our main clientele was in the hood. We weren't going to fucking Santa Monica, Beverly Hills to sell produce, to give people credit, to sell tortillas and frijoles and pan dulce.
And a lot of that business has died, but where I'm at right now working, I'm in Mar Vista. I still hear the
la cucaracha.
Yeah.
El Tiro Lito, the fucking whatever my parents had every nickname. Put it this way, kids knew my dad's name before they knew their own dad's name, just because they knew, okay, if I say this name, I'm gonna go get candy. You know, it was my dad was like the ice cream man for the fucking block. You know, it was like the fucking the name was right there, blasted on the side of the truck. That's what kids knew. I was el hijo del panadero, el hijo del frutero. Yeah, that was me. You know, so to see that and to like take that now and to use that as that, like I wish I could have kept that business and kept it like as just an installation. Just like bring it up to like what they're doing right here with the food truck. Yeah, have that just be our business. Like maybe later on down the line I'll be able to do that.
Your parents retired?
My dad, my mom passed away. My mom was the one that would like really had the business going. My dad was just more of the like he was a labor. He was a hand. He was a muscle basically. So after that he just kind of like he did it for a couple more years, but it wasn't the same. It died. It changed. Everything went online. And if you don't keep updating, then you die out with that. Yeah. So it's just the evolution of things. You know, kind of go from there. But just growing. That's why I work with stuff like this, grassroots. Everything comes from the ground up. You know, that's how we got to start it. The first, if this was your first episode, I'd be fucking glad to fucking jump on it, and I'd be excited. You know, over being episode 100. Oh, you know, okay. And that's just the evolution. Like I've been in businesses where I've been in tattoo shops where they're barely starting, and there's like the first week and second week, and they're like stressed out already. Like, fuck, why isn't anybody walking in? I'm like, your first year to 2 years is just gonna be experimental. Yeah, it's just gonna be a trial and error. Every fucking day you gotta come in as it's fucking something new. Yeah, it's fucking going at it. That's business. You just gotta keep growing, keep networking.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, trust me, when we first started, dude, we had like just our friends and family following us.
Hey, that's more than
and it's just like okay,
now we're up to 6 fans, homie.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, but I think we went up to 7.
It's attention. Like I said, get on those extra links. Like LinkedIn is a good account for you guys to have. TikTok is a great account for you guys to have. Instagram and Facebook are dying out. It's oversaturated. Everybody's on there. Everyone thinks that there's something on there. You got to have over Instagram right now. You got to have over 200,000 followers to even like be at the beginning. Yeah. To be at the beginning, you got to have at least 200,000 followers.
I can see that.
You know, an account like TikTok, you have like 5-6 followers, and you're already gaining over 1,000 views. It's the attention. It's where the attention's at. You just got to figure out where the attention's at. Right?
I guess we're doing TikTok, Fernie.
You have to start fucking lip singing, homie.
Yeah. Lo que sea, you know, create it yourself. Here's the thing.
Like techno.
Here's the thing. If you go into it and try to do what everybody else is doing, then you're just going to be filtered into the rest of it. If you go in there and do the complete opposite or do something that's unique to you, then it might take a year or 2 or 3 or 4 to even get some kind of attention. But you're creating content and it's unique to you're creating the consistency.
You know what? That's we're always talking about this because we're always we're always coming up with ideas before we record or wherever. We start talking about, hey, how about we did this or how about we do that, and then we start riffing from there. Like, and then before we were recording, ya nos estamos cagando de risa because it's so funny.
Exactly.
But then here we go. We're like, fuck. But when are we gonna do it? You know, we all 3 have a job. You know, this is not like it started off as not a hobby, but it started off as an outlet.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to just meet up and shoot the shit with the compas and everything, and then it started building, and then it started like the snowball effect,
Yeah.
And it's still going. I mean, this bad boy's still rolling, and we still have big plans, and we have big ideas. It's just that el tiempo, it's like we have a family. We want to do videos. We want to do skits. We want to do parodies. We want to, do all kinds of things. But it's like we all have lives. We all have things.
It's like, easier when you create it around you.
Yeah.
So there's people that have no problem being in front of a camera day in and day out. Some of us might not be comfortable, but there's still something that we could document. There's still something that we see on a day-to-day basis that nobody else sees. Have it be that same fucking nopal, have it be that same fucking coffee mug. There's people that are famous on social media because they post up a different coffee mug every fucking day, a different coffee.
Yeah.
You never see their face. You don't know who the fuck they are. But that's the first thing that people see when they wake up is that coffee. You know, and it's gone to other points where, like, I know certain people that they'll have the top lid of their coffee and they'll just write like a 2-3 word quote on there and just take a boomerang of that and post that. Whatever your niche is, whatever the smallest thing is that you do, make that your consecutive thing, and then it's going to branch out. It's going to branch out to something else. Branch out to this. Branch out to that. If you eat an apple a day, record that fucking apple that you're eating a day, and just make a consistent. It's a pattern.
Yeah,
it's the pattern of it. With art, it's there's no such. What is it? It's a mistake that's done repeatedly becomes a pattern. A lie that's repeated constantly becomes the truth, or it becomes politics, like people say. You know? But yeah, it's just the consecutiveness of it. If you do something and if you're doing an artwork piece and you're doing so fucking good on it, and then accidentally you get a paint splatter on there, it's gonna look worse if you try to take it off than you just let it be. And that's what I've learned. Like, all my art, all my clothing has all kinds of paint all over it. Every time I go to try to wipe it off, it looks like a fucking moco. It looks like a shit stain. It looks like fucking someone threw up on it. Right. But when I let it just dry, it looks like a fucking paint splatter on there. And that's better than having it look like a fucking piece of turd got wiped off your pants or something.
Like you sat on something.
Yeah. Shit. So it's just a perspective. It's just point of view of something. And it takes me back to that drawing that I was telling you about with my mom. It's knowing what the fuck to do with the resources that you have. You know, you guys seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Where he says, "Sell me this pen. Sell me this pen." You're not going to sell the pen. You're going to sell yourself through that pen.
Yes.
So it could be whatever. It could be a sticker that you're fucking trying to give away to somebody, but that's going to represent what you're trying to get. It's the attention.
Take notes, Bernie. We got to sell those shirts.
I got
there
these
you go.
notes.
There you
I have
go.
to put you out there to sell pens.
Right? Hey, a couple of paint splatters on those pants will fucking make it a one of a kind.
No shit.
Now those $20 pants go for $2,000.
I'm just gonna go put pens under your artwork while you paint, under your canvas.
There you go.
I'll sell those ones.
Yeah, the evolution. And you know what? Right now that you say that, I've started to do artwork based on my backgrounds, because sometimes my palette ends up looking more creative than my artwork. Because wherever I'm mixing my paint, ends up being more creative, more colorful, and more bright than my artwork. Because in my artwork, I got to blend and I got to saturate and I got to put the darks and the tones and this and that. The palette is just the palette. So I use a lot of aerosol, a lot of spray paint, a lot of paint splatters, a lot of like whatever kind of paint I get my hands on. So there's a lot of overspray, there's a lot of effects on stuff. Sometimes I use tape to like barrier stuff to mask things off. When I peel off that tape and the effect that is on that tape, it's an art piece in of itself. So it's
that randomness.
What is it that the famous Bob Marley song, the stone that the builder the stone that the builder refused will always be the head of the stone. So it's always those rocks. When you're building a wall, it's always those rocks that you put at the end that you're like, oh, this one's not good to build a foundation with. But those are always going to be on top, because when you're building, you're going to run out of resources, and those rocks that you rejected at first are going to be the ones on top.
Well, left,
yeah, it's going to be what's left. So you just use whatever resources you have. I feel like we limit ourselves when we have more. Less is more. We limit ourselves when we have too many resources. There was a time where, and it's funny because there was a time where I would have buddies that would come to my studio with cardboard cutouts from a box that they found, or the inside part of a cereal box to draw on, because that's how little resources we had.
Oh shit.
That's how, and it's, we could go anywhere and just buy resources, but when you're living on like limit,
you're living penny to penny.
Well, like you said though, that the lack of resources makes you get creative.
Brings out the creativity, and it's funny because it's always been an on and off thing. Like I'll have art sessions for like 6-7 months straight every fucking week, and then I'll go like a whole year without not having anything, and then go do a couple weeks again, and then like kind of slow down. It's always on and off, just because it's a side thing as well. And I remember once, one of the homies came by, and he was one of the ones that was there with me in the dirt, like in the fucking hunger of it.
Yeah.
And I remember him coming to the studio once, and I had picked up a job at Joann's around this time, just for the fact of being able to get supplies at a discount. Just to get the employee discount, to get deals, whatever was going on. So after a couple months of working there, I racked up a lot of supplies, and he came over, and he still had his cardboard cutouts. He still had like dollar paints, dollar brushes that we would mess around with. And I'm like, dog, look, I showed him the shelf. Like, dog, we ain't got to live like this no more. We made it. We got canvas. We got brushes. We got fresh brushes.
We got acrylics.
We got good acrylics. We don't got that water paint anymore. So
we got thinner. We don't have to use pinche alcohol de caña.
Exactly. So that man, I have it. This is how far back in business like I go. My parents used to go to Mexicali, Tijuana, and bring back boxes de alcohol de caña.
Yeah.
Boxes just to resell, and it's illegal though. You can only carry like 2-3 bottles per person. My mom would bring back boxes of them, and she would say, "Oh, ponemos las cobijas y ustedes niños se sientan arriba de ella."
Oh, yeah.
This was before 9/11, obviously.
Your mom was a hustler.
Yeah, get in where you fit in. Like even in Mexico, they're from Michoacan. My mom's family is from Michoacan, and even in Mexico, she had a route on her way to school of locations that she would drop off gelatinas that my grandma and grandpa would make to sell. So instead of trying to like build a store or build a storefront and have people come to you, there's stores already. There's every fucking little corner market is a store. So they would go and drop off to here, to there, to there.
Cerraban en el pinche la entrega.
Yeah. On the way to school, and then on the way back, she would collect the money from whatever she made that day. So that, like, just hearing those stories from our parents, like, just blew my mind. And knowing that, like, my grandma had to do this because my grandpa would come over here de Bracero to work, and my grandma wouldn't see the money, having 8 children, wouldn't see the money for 6, 7, 8 months at a time. And okay, my grandpa was out here making money, but the money would never really make it out there until he showed up back out there. So throughout these 6, 7 months, my grandma would have to figure a way out to make money and feed these fucking kids. So it got to the point where, like, they would start selling food outside of the house with just the leftovers. Si había tostadas y frijoles, pues tostadas y frijoles, to sell them. Whoever who would walk by, whoever wanted to buy it. And to hear stories from my mom saying that, like, once they got more business coming in, that they were able to afford meat. Like, back then, affording meat was like, wow. You have un trocito de carne was like, wow, you made that little piece last. You had 5 tortillas for that little piece of meat.
Dos trozos de carne se hacían como 5 galones de pinche caldo.
Yeah. Yeah, and to think that my mom would take the little bit of food that they did have already and go like 2 houses down to a family that was poorer than they were and go eat with them. And my mom's mom would tell her, "Oh, well, why are you gonna go? ¿Por qué vas a presumir lo poquito que tienes enfrente?" I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go presumir with them. I'm gonna go exchange with them. They could have my meat. I want some of their frijoles, because the poorer they are, the better they taste.
Yeah.
So like my mom would always have this thing said like "pobre pero feliz."
Yeah. Shit, so your mom was bartering before we even knew what it was.
This was like 14, 15 years old person, like, and bartering down.
Yeah.
Taking the stuff of value that she had and spreading it around.
Yeah.
If it was a plate with like a little piece of meat that she would get, she would take that plate two houses down to this family that had kids, and here, you guys have the meat, let me just get some of your tortillas with fucking frijoles. Or not even, like, here, just take it, like, this is for you guys. Yeah. And to have that kind of like influence back on me, it's like I got those shoes to fill now.
Yeah.
Like that's the perspective. That's what I kind of like see now that we got to give back. It's like however little bit it is, it's everybody's. Because I grew up as an only kid. My parents had their own business by that time, so they were able to like take me places and experience things. I remember them taking me to like the Staples Center when it first opened, and there was like a big Power Ranger fucking 3D fucking thing going on.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were okay. I thought you were older. I'm like, wait a minute, fuck. When the Staples Center opened, I know.
Es la barba.
I thought we were éramos de la camada.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the same age, but I'm like, oh shit, no, you're younger.
Yeah, and I remember them taking me there. I was probably like 8 or 9 years old and buying me everything that was there. With the, it wasn't a lot of money, but they made enough to be able to take me there. And I did not enjoy it because I was there by myself. I did not have a cousin there. I did not have a friend there. I just started realizing that, like, okay, all this big fancy stuff, it's not worth it if I don't have anybody to like really experience it with. Like my parents were there, like they were taking me to these rides and to the roller coasters and stuff, but I was on these rides by myself most of the time. It's not the same unless you have someone to experience it with.
Sibling or a cousin or a friend.
Everything that I've always done and be able to like I've always wanted to like experience it with somebody else. Like it's hold me back on creating myself. Like I only have the last few years really creating my own artistry, but I have my whole life trying to open up doors, trying to open up the network. And you have talent over here. Oh well, hey, this person has talent over here. Check him out. And just giving a shout out. I always got into things by not necessarily name dropping, but just pretending like I already knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
I remember getting into bars, getting into clubs, and this was before I was even 21. I would just walk up straight to the front of the place and just walk
in like if you were there before.
Like if I was there already. I was blessed that I grew facial hair at a young age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like, fuck that. Back then, you might have looked 31 back then.
I was like 15 with like a goatee and like long sideburns and stuff, going into places that I was not supposed to be in. But just it's your confidence, people. Like, it's your body language.
That used to let you go behind the curtain on the video store, huh?
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you have to ask if you could go behind the curtain, then you're not old enough.
Yeah.
So what would I do? Just walk right in and go right in? What are they going to tell you?
Like you belong, yeah.
Yeah, like if you act like you belong, then you just fit right in. I remember getting into shows. Getting into shows, buying beer, fucking getting into clubs, bars. Because I remember going into like backyard shows, and I would never pay because I always knew somebody at the door. And then going to like more bigger events, like going into bars, and you never pay because it's a bar. Yeah. So when it came to like going to clubs or going to like private stuff that was you had to pay and wait in line to get in, I'm like, fuck this. There has to be an easier way. So I would always go in and just walk all the way up to the front, kind of eyeball things, or just mind my own business and walk right in. Acknowledge everyone, because it's when you start avoiding eye contact with people, then they're like, okay, this person's fishy.
Yeah. Why is he not looking at me?
I would look at these fuckers straight in the eyes, being like 15, 16, at a bar, and be like, hey, what's up? Oh, hey, what's up, bro? How you been?
Hey, how's the family? Good. All right, man.
Exactly. And that became comfortable for me because of the fact of going into these businesses through the back door. So it just became easier. It's like they don't call the person up front doesn't call the shots. It's the person in the back that calls the shots. The person up front is just the receptionist, just the host.
They're the face.
They're just a face. They're just there to put on a smile.
Yeah. I've always Freddie and I used to be roommates back in this apartment in downtown LA. And our thing is that we didn't care about the leasing department. We didn't care about the managers or anything. Our people was like the security and the maintenance guy. That was our thing,
Yeah.
So we knew the security. Like we would always chit chat with them. Like what's up, Charles? And blah blah blah. What's up? What's going on? And then the maintenance guy. Yo, like Jesus, ¿cómo estás, cabrón? Like boom, 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 every day. Chit chat.
They're the ones that are gonna take care of you.
And next thing you know, something breaks down. I'm like, hey, wait, boom. This I'm like, I'll be there. Do I have to call it in? Nah, don't worry about it. I'll go take care of it.
They're gonna be the ones that are gonna come up to you like, hey, I found all this stuff in the dumpster. You want some of it?
Yeah.
Our neighbor for a long time used to be, when he lived there, was worked for waste management. and he would go around, drive around. Man, that dude brought home some of the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
He would pick up trash from like Kmart, from Walmart. So a lot of the dead stock that they would have, or a lot of shit that was just broken, or like had a little thing with the tag was off or whatever, he would find them off to the side of these dumpsters and just pick them up and bring them home. He brought some of the first like big toys that I saw were shit that he brought home from shit that he found out on the fucking dumpsters. You know,
kind of like Bob from La Bamba,
like the Nerf guns. Yeah, exactly. Whatever you find from behind.
Yeah, because he went to the movie studios, and that's where he found all the cartoon drawings and and the props and everything.
Going back to that, the first introduction that I had with hip hop was us riding our bikes. Cause the street, we're blessed enough that the street that I lived on is right outside of the hood, and it's a dead end street, so it was very like quiet.
Yeah,
we to the day we've been the rowdiest ones there, and it's always quiet. There was probably like there was a family down the way that they were so good that they were bringing foster kids, but these foster kids were from all over. So there was foster kids on drugs and everything. We would find by us just riding our bikes up and down the block, we found their stash. We found some of these fucking foster kids that would go out and jack shit and couldn't have stuff in that foster home. So we found their stash in one of the bushes, a stack of like 15, 16 CDs, all West Coast hip hop. This was probably like 95, 96.
Yeah, all good shit.
This was my first. I didn't know what any of the covers were. I didn't know who any of these artists were. The only music that I knew back then was rancheras from my dad, and that was it.
Las cumbias,
las cumbias, San Juan Gabriel.
Yeah.
And
Los pinches bookies, vámonos.
And that's all I knew. Once me and my cousin came across this, and I don't even remember what happened with any of the CDs. I remember the images. I remember the Dog Pound album.
Okay.
With the blue one, the white one with the blue paw there. I remember the Bone Thugs East 1999 album where there's in the corner the Biggie, the Notorious one where it's a baby on the afro on the album.
All the good ones, dog. All the good ones.
Exactly. The Chronic one because they had the weed plant. The 2000. No, it was
the 2000 was
the
96 or 97. The Chronic, the original Chronic.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing all this, but I didn't know what the fuck it was. So we all just, like, between my cousin, my neighbor, and myself, we just divided them up. I ended up with like 4 or 5. I was the youngest, so I would always get screwed out of everything. Yeah. I got like whatever leftover shit they didn't want.
Las obras.
You know what? I remember taking the Biggie one because nobody, like, these fools didn't want an East Coast rapper. It was all the West Coast shit at that time. Oh, I want that Dre, I want that Snoop, I want that Dog Pound, that Bone Thugs, just because they were on the Ruthless were like, oh shit, but I didn't know any of this. I was a kid. And I just kept them just because that was my cut. Oh, you can take that one, you can take this one. I'll take this one, you take that one. But that was like my introduction to hip hop, and like years fucking later, like the whole evolution. Now it's a whole culture. Now it's a whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
And like for me, it was always like the rancheras en español, the stuff that like we were like, oh, we're being rebellious with like listening to rock en español.
Oh yeah.
That was like, oh wow, this is different.
Caifanes, Maldita.
Listening to Me Vale was like, as a kid, around that time was like, that was the fucking anthem. Now it's like you have all these preppy kids fucking singing to Me Vale. It's like, what the fuck do you have? Like, it took away the value of it. It was valuable at its moment. But then from there, for me, it evolved to like punk rock. I was a big punk rock fan throughout. Still to the day, it's something that just changed my whole perspective on everything. Listening to some of these metal bands, listening to like Rage, listening to Rage at that age, dude, it changes how the fuck you look at things. I'm no longer worried about what this person's gonna think of me. I'm more focused on my own fucking anger and my own fucking
fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Exactly.
Fuck you.
When you have that shit on repeat, then you don't care what the fuck the other person says or thinks, or it's just, all that influences us, and that's all that. Like, I see that in my art, and I see that when I'm associating with other people. Like, you see what they're about. You start to read their psychology and what they relate from, and like I was saying before off air, like, we gotta unlearn all this stuff. We gotta unlearn what all these rap songs have been teaching us about being against, or I'm better than you, I'm better than that, or my clique against your clique. We gotta unlearn all this, for as much as we love it, for as much as is a part of us, we gotta release it in order for us to evolve. Like, we could stay a fucking... We could stay a fucking cocoon forever, or we could fucking reach out of it.
We need to step outside.
Everyone that's still bumping Tupac, like, yeah, my respects. Fucking Tupac was a fucking legend. But what else are you listening to? What else is new? Like, stay on what's fresh, to get the evolution going. If not, you're gonna just be outdated.
Yeah, well, I think I'm outdated.
Yeah, I think
I'm outdated because I can't relate to these new rappers. I mean, my girl listens to Kendrick. She'll listen to other ones, and I'll hear them, and they're pretty good. They're good, but they don't speak to me.
Our parents couldn't relate to a lot of stuff that we listen to.
I know, but see, like you said, you grew up with this music, these songs. Yeah. So did I. My parents, my dad to this day can't believe that I still listen to, freaking Gerardo Reyes, or I listen to Chente and everything. I'm like, somos pasteles verdes, and my dad's all like, I'm like, you taught me this.
Growing up, my dad always worked, so he never went to school, basically.
Yeah.
So he never learned to read or write. He knows pictures. He could get you up and down across town, no problem. Every time he's big on music. Every time he wanted to buy music, that I would be with him. What songs does this album have? Or who are these? He'll give me the tape. He'll give me the CD for me to read every fucking song, for me to read what the group was, for me to read like the songs and how many of them and all that. So a lot of this stuff, I have it implanted in my head without even like Los Invasores, Ramon Ayala, Cornelio Reina. All this stuff is just stuff that like it's just generic for him. Like you said, Gerardo Reyes, like nobody really knows.
No.
People know Gerardo Ortiz. People don't know Gerardo Reyes.
No,
and people know Chente, but they don't know Gerardo Reyes. And to think that's like, that were like neck and neck, and Gerardo Reyes was probably above Chente when they first started.
They were neck and neck. And then, I think Gerardo Reyes passed away, and that's where he stopped. But Chente, it's just, they're the same genre, but just two different styles.
Put it this way, Chente was like the rebellious one of his time. Yeah. He was El Mujeriego. He was the one that like he sung songs differently. So it's the evolution. There's a lot of this stuff, a lot of this new hip hop that's like don't fucking connect with us at all.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of it that does, and it's for us to find it. Like, I want to shout out probably R2, Revolutionary Rhythms. If you guys ever get a chance to listen to them, they're from the South Bay Harbor area, and they're dope. They're on a good tip. And just there's a lot of artists like that are like actually doing stuff the way it should be done, but they're still relevant. They're relevant with the times.
Yeah. I wonder if when hip hop started, the people like Slick Rick and Run DMC and everything, that generation, I wonder how their take was when the gangster rap came out.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they hated it. I'm pretty sure everybody had something negative to say about it. Like, there was a whole unity movement going on around that time in hip hop. So that kind of like, now these fools are gang banging, but they don't see the culture of it. Like, LA is a big gang culture, but it's changing now because it's being more ran from within. That's the only way it's going to flourish, is from within. So when everyone kind of saw it differently, hip-hop was just an addition to what was already the gang culture here.
Yeah, and the police brutality and all that crap.
Hip-hop and rap was just a voice for it. It was just a verbal expression of it. But the culture has always been there. You can see it everywhere. It goes back even before like the 20s when the first gangs started coming around. It goes back to our primal instincts. We are tribal creatures. We come from, especially like any Mexica, any Chicano, any Azteca, any native. We come from tribes, and we come from tribes of nobody. You can speak to any gang member. You can speak to anyone. They do stuff out of protection. They're not doing stuff to retaliate. If they do it first, it's because they know if they don't do it first, someone's gonna do it to them.
Oh, okay.
So it's evolved into what it is now. But now that it's hit its, I think like gangbanging has hit its peak where it's now being understood differently. It's being understood for the culture that it is, and it's being, you're still gonna have your good and you're still gonna have your bad. You're still gonna have your fools that just want to go out and cause trouble. You're gonna have that in every hood, but you have a much greater. Every day you have more and more of these gangs that are coming together and being unified. Every day you got more and more. The more people, the more tragedies that happen, the more people are coming together because they're realizing that we're going through generation and generation and generation of just killing each other.
Yeah.
Because
it's just there's nothing substantial there. It's
still really small progress that has been done. Because keep in mind, a lot of these gangs have not been in competition with each other and so much fighting with each other up until all these drugs came into effect. Then that's when the major gang wars started, because everybody was fighting over turf, over who's gonna make more money off the drugs, who's gonna be selling in that corner. So a lot of that just comes off of that, and it really has redirected this whole culture, this whole tribal community into a very different way of doing things. Now 30, 40, 50 years later, we're starting to realize that it's not the way to go. Like the drugs are phasing out, crack is no longer a major issue like how it was throughout most of the time that we were kids. Most of the time that most of us were born around that fucking era.
Yeah.
So now it takes time. It takes time, especially if there's nothing like fully impacting us. Like a drive-by happens every day, but let something happen to where it's a kid that gets killed. Gang members could be killed every day, but have it be a kid that's like young, that has no decision over anything, and you see the community come together. You see things change. Either forcefully.
We'd hope, yeah.
Yeah, and it continues to happen, but the more of that happens, the more people are realizing that that's not the way to go.
That's not how it should be, yeah.
Yeah, so we're stepping away from that, and the more we speak to ourselves, the more conscious we're becoming, the more united we're becoming. We're realizing that we're not that much different from our primos across the block, from our brothers on the next fucking neighborhood.
Yeah,
and that's the perspective that I had, that I was able to see in the business that I was. I was in 4 or 5 different neighborhoods every fucking day, and I saw that it was limiting to just represent one neighborhood, to just represent this street. Sometimes there's people in the same neighborhood, just because there's 2 streets over, don't fuck with each other. And I would see that, and I'm like, as a kid, I would see that, and it's like, why?
It doesn't make no sense, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, sometimes it's ridiculous, but it's that ego. It is that ego. And it's that, sometimes the ignorance.
Ignorance, too. Yeah. Ignorance. It's a lot of our own angst, our own vibe that we're kind of embedded into. If we're in a fight or flight environment, then we're always going to be looking over our shoulders.
Yeah.
So whenever we go somewhere and someone's looking at us, they might just be checking out the design that's on our shirt.
Oh, you might look familiar.
Yeah,
hey, where's that guy
I do that. Oh my God! The other day I was at Big Lots and I just walked in and I seen some dude ponytail, all tatted up, pretty built. But I just saw his back, and right away I thought it was a homie. I thought it was a homie that comes by the shop. And I'm like, dang. And I knew he was way out of his area from where out of his community. So I straight out, I didn't even bother to look at his face. I just straight out crept up behind him. I'm like, dang, you getting caught slipping over here. Turned around, it wasn't him. It was a completely other fool that I did not know. I'm like, oh shit. But I didn't, he looked at me like, whatever. Yeah. And right away, I me dispensé. I'm like, hey, my bad, my name's such and such. I thought you were the homie. And left it at that. But other people might get offended right away. Some people might be so embarrassed that they got the wrong person that they won't even take it back. Yeah, they won't be like, oh, sorry. They might just like, fuck it, I already said it. What's up?
Start throwing barrio.
Right away.
Exactly.
But well, Luis, we're gonna have to cut it.
Yeah, I over.
No.
Don't worry about it.
No, we're good. Es que ya va a tronar el boli.
Yeah, let's get on that.
Yeah, so you know what? Where can our listeners hit you up or find you or follow you?
My Instagram is mainly my main account. It's under Grateful Artists. My collective's under Art of the Harbor. Other links you could kind of feed off from that main account, but that's our main collective. I work at South Bay Tattoos in Carson. They have an Instagram as well under South Bay Tattoos.
Okay.
And and out on the harbor at a next event, whatever's going on, there's always something going on. You'll catch us there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, on Shufflers. Check him out, give him a follow, check out his work, and and you heard him here.
I appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you. All right. Well, it was an interesting and fun-filled day right here at from the streets to the set celebrity meet and greet.
Fundraiser, güey.
Yeah.
I ran los toys.
Yeah, a lot of people came down. I mean, I don't know. Shit, I mean, un chingo de gente got to the point that it was really packed. They were fucking, estaban encimados, güey.
Yeah, it got packed up and then it se vaciaba and then it get packed again. Güey.
Yeah. So it's like a little wave, I guess, when the warehouse got hot. Salían para afuera and then they go back in. It was great, man. La comida fucking smelled delicious. Fucking the people were cool. Everybody having a good time. A lot of people catching up. I saw. They, like, hey, I remember you. Like, oh, what's up? Hey, ya tenían ratos que no se miraban. And not only that, man, but just want to thank our guest, that took the time to sit down and talk to us.
No, we didn't have a lot of guests because we had good conversations with.
Yeah, it was really good,
Well, we made a lot of connections, that's for sure.
Yeah, and to those that we couldn't get time to sit down and chit-chat and, share your story and see what was going on. I dispensing, it's just it got crazy. I mean, as you can tell, I mean, we had good talkers today. They made it easy, right, Fernie?
Yeah, the day was fucking easy. Where we had people are fucking that don't mind telling their story.
Yeah, it was all pinche. It was cool. The bikers, todo calmado. Everybody.
I didn't see any drama, güey. Did you see any drama?
No, nada.
Considering fucking, I don't want to say fucking. Somos culeros la raza, pero
estuvo chingón, And then ahorita al final tuvieron su little concert. They had the rappers. They had a guy singing norteñas or corridos and shit. And then they had some reggaetoneros right now también.
Sí, it's unos cabrones right now at the end, güey.
I know we're gonna come out in a lot of the backgrounds because of the Rolls Royce right in front of us, man.
Oh, we're in everybody's fucking picture, güey. Everybody fucking trying to fucking take a picture right now.
Who are those fuckers right there, man?
It's all in the way. Pinche carota in the back of the fucking Rolls.
I know, right?
The reflection in the fucking glass, güey, is fucking being Ramon. It's fucked up for your picture, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah. And then just, thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for all the new people that walked up to us, that started following us, and that you walked a couple through how to download the app, right, or how to go through the platforms.
Yeah, we had we talked to a lot of people. I mean, we only got to interview only had 2 big interviews, but we talked to a lot of people.
Yeah, right. Looks like I said el Rolls.
Shit. Okay. But yeah, thank you for all the new listeners that we get from this event, and thank you for stopping by and sharing your stories with us. Estuvo chingón el evento.
Yeah, hopefully we'll hear from some of them soon.
Yeah, and just to you shufflers and to you listeners, I hope you some of these talks or some of these messages really stand out and make you put things into perspective, and just see that it's possible. We could all do anything. You just gotta hay que darle una chinga y como dice pues the name brand del compa, le échale ganas.
Le échale ganas, yeah.
Hay que echarle ganas. It's not gonna be easy, and then especially when hearing about David and Alex, it's just like fucking 43 rejections, we.
I need a fucking year, fucking trying to put it out there, way.
And it just goes to show you, you keep pushing it, believe in your dream, believe in your work, believe in the project, believe in what you're working on, have faith in it, and you know what? Fuck it, look at that HBO.
Yeah, me la llevan, güey. Fucking, they said they're fucking grooming them, way, trying to get other projects going, no?
Yeah,
so
and that way it'll open up more doors for the raza, So, give them a follow, give them a shout out, Let them know where you heard them at, and just and if they spoke to you, if there's something that you say, that they said that stands out, let them know. Let them know that their words did not go in vain. They're not just being said and recorded here. No, that actually hit a nerve, and you're like, you know what, tienes razón, fuck it, I'm gonna do this, or you know what, you inspired me. And that way we help each other and we keep going, because sometimes it's those little comments that it works for us,
Yeah.
And sometimes we're like, is it even worth it, dude? We're doing this and we're not getting the response that we want. We're not getting the follows, or we're not getting the interaction, or we're not getting the support. And then every once in a while, a listener will reach out like, hey man, fucking love your show, or fucking you guys make me laugh, or fuck this, or estuvo chingón, I love this, or pinche me cae gordo este güey, o me cae gordo el otro, I like it when they all pick on each other, just shit like that. And it gets us going. It really does.
It gives you a little boost, wing.
And they're like, you know what, fuck it, okay, it's worth it. All right, fucking vamos a desvelarnos los pinches lunes, cabrón, porque
está cabrón, güey.
So, it's just things like that. Don't be shy, don't be, timid and reaching out. You're not kissing ass or anything. Sometimes it's those little things, those little thumbs up, or like, hey, fucking, you're doing a good job, that really keeps people going. We need that. Sometimes we need that affirmation.
Yeah, and most of us don't grow up in the environment that provides that way, so it catches us off guard. Well, at least it catches me off guard every once in a while.
Yeah.
We don't grow up in those environments where fucking praise for things and told we did well.
Yeah, it's not like, fucking estamos presumiendo ni nada. It's like, hey, just fucking at a good job. Or good job. I know, fucking, I was going to say attaboy. Pero no, es el carato. Yeah, no, es
Ay, güey.
pinche disco rayado, güey.
Ay, güey.
Ara.
Se te lo está comiendo.
So, those little things really help out and make a difference. And we really hope that you guys enjoyed this and you got something off of it.
Yeah, I think the most important thing, though, today, I think is, I think always, no, that, today was a good example of fucking, pues, como dices, güey, échale ganas, güey. You can, if you fucking want to be an artist, go be an artist. If you want to make movies, go make movies. If you want to make music, go make movies, güey. Even if it's on the side, if you push it hard enough, maybe it becomes your main gig,
Yeah. And, don't be afraid to make those connections. Don't be afraid to reach out, networking. Sometimes we need people around us to, get us to certain places. And yeah, you're going to do a lot of the work yourself. Vas a tener que darle una chinga. But then, along the way, you're going to run into people that are willing to help you out. They're willing to, give you a hand or, guide you to the right direction. Like el otro compa was telling us, Luis.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe, it might not work for you or anything, but somebody like, hey, fucking go give this person a try. Or like, you know what? And maybe someone would do it for you.
Yeah, maybe in the future that person will send someone your way,
Yeah. So it's just, we need to stop being afraid, and we need to stop having this ego or this trip or like, fuck them putos, or like, fuck, I ain't gonna help nobody. Nobody's helping me type of deal. No, we gotta stop that. And I think this is a good example today.
Yeah, this is a fucking super example.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that you can't really see it, but trust us when we say, yeah, this is a good example of this melting pot that got here together.
Yeah, we had, it was a good crowd. It was like, any outsider would have seen this. There's not from our culture that understands what we're all about. They would have been scared. They would have been like, oh, what the fuck? Hey, they're having,
what's happening there?
Yeah, what's happening? Why is all those bikers there? What's up with all those tatuados? Or what's up with all those, fucking homie lookings or whatever? No, but you know what? Peaceful event. Fucking great event. Everybody's laughing.
Over there.
Everybody's happy, laughing. There's kids running around right now. And it's just it's a good fucking party, man. And that's what we got to start, we got to break this mold, just because we look different or we talk different or we have different ideas or different cultures, it doesn't mean that we're bad, So hay que ayudarnos. Let's be the example, Let's be the example we want to be or we want to show.
Yeah, it's the truth, man.
Yeah. So, bueno, con eso, pues, nos despedimos. And, just thank you for listening to us. And, again, we don't. If you want to help us out, support us, go to Patreon and support Chicano Shuffle.
We have a little special going on too.
Yeah, we got a special. Christmas. Yeah, the ugly sweater T-shirt.
If you sign up by November 30th, which is the day before the 1st, which is when all the Patreon things get charged, that means in December you'll be a patron, and there's 2 levels where you'll get free stuff in the mail.
Yeah.
And if not, you at least get access to everything we put there and. Access to buy the shirt that will disappear after the special.
Yeah, it will go away. And we're also working on other special designs and everything for Patreon supporters. So just keep an eye out and keep tuning in, and give us a hand, throw us a shout out, give us a rating on iTunes. Anything works. We prefer 5 stars, but if you want to give us 4, 3, 2, if you give us 1, let us know why.
Yeah. There's a little fucking review that I'll wait for Esteban, or maybe we'll review. This is gonna.
Well, we already I'm sure we might talk about it.
So maybe that review we talked about.
That review we talked about. Yeah. So thank you for listening, and fucking al ratos with that, eh?
Órale pues, güey.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Al ratos with that, eh?